everybody? What is going on? Where do we even begin? Where do we even? Okay, there,
Okay,
we're
there,
all
we're all
set
set
now. All
now.
right,
All right,
good.
good.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everybody. I
everybody. I
appreciate the
appreciate the
patience.
patience.
What's
What's
up?
up?
What's up?
What's up?
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
today we're
today
going
we're
to
going to
talk
talk
about
about
the
the
most, I
most,
feel
I
like
feel
it's
like
the
it's the
most
most
argued,
argued,
debatable,
debatable,
controversial
controversial
topic,
topic,
one of
one
them
of them
on
on
whatnot.
whatnot,
That's
and that's
shipping.
shipping.
100%.
100%.
What's up,
What's up,
Sarah? How you
Sarah? How you
doing?
doing?
Hey,
Hey,
Liz, I
Liz,
saw
I saw
you.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so
shipping is
shipping is
crazy,
crazy,
right?
right?
So,
So,
and you
and
you
you
could
could
go
go
about it
about
and
it and
freak
freak
out,
out,
and you
and you
really don't
really
need
don't need
to. And
to. And
remember,
remember,
there's
there's
like
like
tons of
tons of
sellers on
sellers on
here. They
here.
all
They
do
all
it
do it
a
a
different
different
way,
way,
right? But
right?
it's
But it's
all
all
ultimately the
ultimately the
same
same
way.
way.
You have
And
to
you have to
really be
really be
careful
careful
about how
about
you
how you
ship because
ship
you can
because you
end
can
up
end up
costing
costing
yourself a lot.
yourself a lot of money.
Okay.
Okay.
You've been
You've been
waiting for
waiting
this?
for
I
this? I
did
did
actually like
actually
a
like a
month ago,
month
I
ago.
did
I
a
did a
whole
whole
shipping
shipping
show.
show.
So what
So
we're
what
going to
we're
do
gonna do
today is
today
we're
is
just
we're
going to
just
talk
gonna
about
talk about
shipping,
shipping,
how
how
to,
to.
we're going to
We're
do
gonna
it
do it
super
super
basic,
basic,
okay?
okay?
So if you
So if
already
you
know
already
all
know all
these
these
amazing
amazing
things,
things,
I want to
I want to
explain it. And
explain it.
if
And
you're
if
a
you're a
buyer,
buyer,
hang
hang
out
out
so you
so
can
you
learn
can
and
learn and
understand
understand
what
what
the back
the
end
back
of
end of
shipping is
shipping is
really.
really.
Because I
Because I
think,
think,
excuse me,
excuse me,
I think
I
it will
think it
help
will help
everybody,
everybody,
right?
right?
So I have a
So I have a
couple of
couple of
products.
products.
We're going to
We're gonna
even do
even do
shipping. I'm
shipping.
going to I'm going to
I'm gonna
pack an
pack an
item,
item,
okay,
okay,
and
and
show
show
you
you
like all
like
that.
all that.
Now,
Now,
because I
because
don't
I
have
don't
any
have any
orders, I
orders,
can't
I can't
really
really
show
show
you
you
like
like
how
how
to
to
actually
actually
bad
bad
echo on
echo
you.
on YouTube. Okay, thank you very much. How about now, Don? Appreciate you. Yeah, sometimes it does that. So hang on. There you go. Okay, so with thank you, thank you, thank you. It should be okay now. Every now and then it does like a weird feedback thing from whatnot, and okay, now it's good. I'll double check it. I should always like. Okay, so shipping. Let's go. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just talk about the basics. Now, whatnot and resources and different things. I don't have a list because I talk about shipping like a lot, and it is like in a way like kind of my least favorite because I feel like it's so easy, but also I want to have like some empathy and understand that when people do come here to sell and they're brand spanking new, like a newborn baby, they do not know how to do it. So all of us like kind of we have to like do these chat shows, and I know the delay is so wild. Thank you, Don, for checking that for me. I appreciate it because I don't always go over there and like check it. I monitor it. Okay, I think we're good now. Okay, I'm gonna just open up this thing here. Here it is. Because I'm kind of using two things right now. Okay, you got full notifications. All right, beautiful. Thank you. Okay, anyways, so take a deep breath. We're gonna like enter this shipping journey. Okay. Take a deep breath. Okay, new sellers, take a deep breath. Don't fear the shipping. Do not fear the shipping because if you fear the shipping, you're probably going to like detour yourself from going live. And if you're on here and you're a buyer and you're watching all these sellers and you see the shipping down here at the bottom, it changes. I'm going to unpin something. But just right now, I'm going to like, I will pin some items and then we'll talk about it. Hey, everybody, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Okay. So, as you know, Whatnot, if you have to apply to be a seller and go through that onboarding process, as a seller, and actually, this is a sponsored Whatnot show, so I have some Whatnot socks I'm going to be giving away shortly. Okay, so Whatnot pays for the shipping, they give me the merch, I send it to you guys. I think that's a win win for everybody. Okay, so one of the things that they don't do in onboarding because the lack of time, and I think a lot of times when you get approved, you had to apply and prove that you had some inventory and maybe a little bit of experience shipping elsewhere. Now, with it changing and getting more people on our app here, um, some people are just getting it where they take a test and they come on and they have zero experience. Okay, so that can hurt their sales because they're not packing right, they're not shipping right. It's costing the buyer more money, or on the other end, um, they're costing themselves money. So, really cool little feature just to let you know is like in the seller hub. Okay, so your hubby did it, I remember. He didn't have to show anything. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. It's different stages as they're letting people in, right? They're making them add details and then not. So like because I have already onboarded in the beginning when you were required to actually like show your inventory and it took me a week to get approved. It's different for everybody. So I mean, tell me here everybody, did you have to prove your pictures or anything? You can drop it in the chat if you want. And thank you for being here this morning. I appreciate it. Yes, that's correct, Dawn. That's correct. Yep, thank you. Yeah, I do both of them. Nothing. Yes, good morning. Hi. Yes. 15 minutes approved. So not fair for the ones that had to wait and put our pictures up. But it happens. Okay, so one thing I want to let you guys know, follow Whatnot Sellers here on Whatnot. 2 weeks you had to wait. Yeah, and here's the thing. As the company grows, policy is going to change. Okay, requirements are going to change, and it's okay. You know, we know we're OG, right? We're OG. We started in the beginning. You showed your inventory and approved in 4 hours. That's amazing. I know a lot of people that have used like the referral code. You didn't even have to show pictures. Pictures multiple times took months. Friend of the forest, hey. Yeah, it's crazy. So everybody has that different experience. And sometimes it's frustrating, right? Like we feel really frustrated that it took so long, but here we are. We're here now, right? And we're gonna have good shows, we're gonna have bad shows. It's just the way it is. We're gonna have talk shows. Some of us are gonna be afraid to show ourselves on camera. That's all okay, because we're all different and unique, and having different styles of shows are fine. Like some people just come on, they don't get involved in the community, and they just run their stuff constantly, you know and I think that's okay too. It's absolutely okay. So one of the things I love about Whatnot is they actually have so many tools in the app that people forget that are there. So, seller tools. In the seller hub, there are literally 16 videos showing us pre-show, after the show, marketing, socials, packing, custom ship profiles. I mean, you name it, it's there. Yes, Michelle, yes. And it can be frustrating because a lot of people just want to go. There's like I feel like there's like three kinds of sellers, in my opinion. So this is all just my opinion. Okay, there's the seller that doesn't read anything and just sells, doesn't care, because that's the game. Make the money, move the inventory, and repeat. And then there's the seller that's kind of like not sure, and then they listen to other people, and then they get the input, but they could get in trouble, but they just go for it. Then there's a seller that reads every single damn thing and runs their stuff, has chat shows. Sounds like me. But it's okay. Like you can do anything you want here. But in the seller hub, those videos, I highly recommend you watch them. And if you don't know where they're at, it's literally when you click on your name. I'm going to show you too. Okay, I'm going to open up the Whatnot desktop, and I'm going to show you on the actual computer. Okay, you guys ready? We're gonna actually do like a hands-on thing here. And then I'm gonna show you, because I can't show you like how to make a custom ship profile on here right now, because the app doesn't work on the desktop, is I'm gonna actually show you the video, and it's like a walkthrough. But you can go on your own and watch them, but we'll just do that one video, and then because it's actually pretty good step by step. And if I can, I'm gonna try to do it, I'm gonna try to show you. Okay, I'm going to try to show you how to do a custom ship profile and make sure, for example, when I say custom ship profile, if you have an item that say you can't ship it with anything else, it's like heavy or it's bulky or it's fragile, you make a custom ship profile so that ships by itself. I've showed this 50 times on Whatnot, at least, maybe even 100. Um, it will allow you to run that item, okay, at a custom ship rate. So when the buyer sees it pinned to the screen, they're going to know it costs X amount of money to come to their location. And the rate may be the same if it's 1 to 5 pounds. If it's over 5 pounds, it's going to be a different rate, and it depends where you live, what zone you are in from the post office. Okay. So I'm going to show you on my screen right here. All right. So let's get this thing situated here. Okay. So when you go to the desktop, whatnot.com, you're going to log in and you're going to see all your shows, right? Okay. Up here, and this may be like something you've already seen. If it has, just hang in there for our friends who haven't. I know. If you click on your little icon right here, that's your profile. There's two places. So this will bring up your profile. This is, as long as this tab says selling, these are all like shortcuts, probably to the most popular used items. We're going to bypass all that. We're going to go to Seller Hub. We're going to click on Seller Hub. I know, what's this? I know, Insomniac Club. Hello, Insomniac Club. So in your account, it's going to have your username right here, okay? And then if you have any pending orders or offers, there's going to be like a box right here above tutorials, and it's going to say tasks. You have 1 order to ship, or you have 5 orders to ship, or you have an offer pending. You just click on those and it'll take you to the where to go and how to do it. Okay, so here's the videos. They're tutorials. Okay, there's a pre-show one, there's add listing, there's share your show. Okay, I highly recommend you watch all of these videos. All of them. Maybe a couple of times. They're not very long. Okay, showtime. So this is about showtime basics. Stand out. Add sweeteners. You know, they have a lot of marketing tools that'll help you grow your audience and reward your buyers. Of course, it takes time to build your following, to advertise that, and to get people into your show. There's ways to get lots of people into your show, and it doesn't happen overnight. Create a unique looking thumbnail. Create a video preview. You know, these are all things you can do, but these videos are super helpful. And then promote your shows. One thing I want to speak on about promoting your shows, please don't send your show 50 times to other sellers. Find the buyers in the app. Okay, find the buyers in the app, because the sellers, they're doing the same thing you are. They're not going to come to your show, and they're probably going to eventually either block you or let you know that you send the message too many times. I personally get so many. Sometimes I don't mind, but when it buries like my other messages, and now that I'm going to handle all my returns or customer service, I don't want it to bury any of those business related. You are that person. But most people don't like that, and I'm pretty sure in the terms and conditions last time I read, you're not supposed to do that. So there are people that will block you, and you'll wonder why. That's why. So if you didn't know, do your best not to share your show to them. The promote the show is within Whatnot. You pay money to promote your show. I will trust that you can go and do the research on that. I've done it a few times. You definitely get a lot of people looking at your thumbnail. So if you get 2,000 people looking at your thumbnail, you get about 10% of that actually come into your show. That's been the statistics for me. Does it work? I don't know. I still haven't resolved all of my thoughts on the promote your show. I think it works sometimes. I think it works for small sellers or new sellers. But as for me, I'm going to do it sometimes. Okay, so shipping. Oof, this is what we're talking about. Let me skip that real quick. Okay, so this is where we're at now. This is all about Seller Hub. And then this is going to be a new thing that's going to be eventually rolling out. I'm going to guess to everybody, the customer service. It used to be direct service. It's where you handle refunds and cancellation requests directly. Okay, this is maybe the worst part, but I think you can avoid this part. I think you can avoid, this is going to be another show in the future, but I'm beta testing it right now. Knock on wood, my returns or complaints like that way are literally not even 0.25%. They're super low. But there's kind of a way. I mean, you can't make everybody happy, but you do the best. These videos are only on the desktop right now. But all of the Seller Hub stuff, like inventory over here, this is on the app now. Okay, so this is just like up leveling, with the hub. Okay, here's the videos. I'm going to highly recommend in this order. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so you really can't ship your items until you learn how to do a shipping profile and shipping options and bundle shipments and edit shipments. Okay, you have to know how to do all those things before you can ship an item, right? Okay, so number one, this is the greatest resource. I highly recommend you watch all the videos. Okay, when you are creating an item, everybody's with me so far, right? I mean, I know it's a lot of basic stuff. But if you're new, I think the biggest thing is we're gonna go into the show. So we're gonna go into my show, but I'm only gonna do it from here. Okay, and there will be a little bit of a reflection. So in order to add an item, okay, we're gonna hit add. Now there's two places to do it. You're on your mobile device. I think the best thing to do is just add it from within the show. Now it gets a little complicated. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, because I used to be able to list super fast. Now we have this because of Premier Shops. We have create temporary listing. And let me warn you, temporary listing does not clone over to the next show. Okay, sometimes it does. Not clone over at all to the next show, just FYI. Okay, quality listing, we're going to open it up. Now it does a new thing. It literally opens up in the seller hub. Yes, the infinity screen. I love it. It's an OBS thing. Okay. So it opens up into inventory where it did not before. You could just list something super quick. Okay. I'm not actually going to list the product right now because then I got to drop a picture in and all that. And I didn't prepare any pictures. Okay. Actually, I could probably do one right now. Okay. You're going to pick your category. You could drop your picture in there first. You could click or you can drag and drop. Okay. In the app, you would just select your photo album and then you would select which ones you want, right? So like right now I'm in app and I'm just going to add something really quick. So it's basically the same thing. I'm going to do a quality listing. I'm going to grab a photo real quick. I don't know what photos I have on here. Oh, I have the snowflake picture, Lauren. I have, okay, here we go. I'll just add this new picture I just took. It's a set of Nightmare Before Christmas um, Funko Pop Biddies, an entire set. So I have to put it in the right category. So I'm gonna do other toys. I'm gonna title it. So I always use numbers and I use letters. So that means it's a toy. And I'm on number 256. Okay, and then I'm going to see if I can get this to stay here. Hold on. If you guys can see it. Hold on. Okay, so you guys can see all that. Okay, so I'm going to do this and I'm going to do Nightmare Before Christmas. I know it's a lot of detail. Oh, what's that? And then I'm just going to put entire set of 1.5-inch Bitty Pop Mini Funkos, including a 1/32 chase gold of the pumpkin. I don't know what it's called, but I'll have to fix it. Okay. Um, Quantity, just I only have one of them. And then to the right, I'm going to have to add my shipping profile. Okay. And then I'll have to add a picture, but I'll have to take my camera off screen. Yeah, because I just have pictures of my last photo shoot and I can't show them. Okay, so you want to do your buy it now price. I'm just going to stick my auction price on there. Because I have the gold one, I'm just going to put the price 200. Okay, this is where you can choose buy it now or auction. So if I switch to buy it now, I can allow offers. I cannot allow offers. It's completely up to me. Okay. If I go to auction, it's going to already like default to reserve for the live. So if I go over here, okay, I'm going to leave it at an auction price for right now, just so I can pin it easier. I'm going to either pick all my shows or I'm going to pick
one of my shows or two of my shows. So I'll just pick it for this morning. And then I'm going to scroll down to the shipping profile. Because it's small, it's definitely under a pound. So I have to scroll down past all those custom ship profiles that you may not have. And when this is right, it actually is 8 to 11 ounces. Because it's, I think there are 12. And I'll have to change the description. Okay, once that's done, you don't have to fill this out. This is a cost per item and the SKU, like your item number, right? Internal. So once that's done, I'm gonna add. Okay, we're gonna take a short break while I add the picture in there. Okay, which is in another window here. It's just hard to do it like holding the phone. What's up, Whistling Duck? How you doing? So let me just add the picture because I always do it on my desktop and I could drag and drop it right in there. It's actually quite nice. See how much time it takes to list something now? It never used to take this long. Okay, I'm just gonna drop a generic picture because those pictures are not in here. So we're gonna intentionally drop the wrong picture. I love the drag and drop. Drag and drop, drag and drop. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna add this little shark, but it's not intentionally. It's not. It's so much longer now because before. So I'm gonna hit publish, and hopefully I don't get that weird error that I've been getting here. Let's go. Whatnot. Woohoo. Okay. Green light. Now you're not done yet. This is what it does, and then we're gonna do it on the app too. Okay. So here's the item. It's in other toys. It's 200 bucks in auction and it's in one show because I assigned it. The condition doesn't show up because that particular category does not show condition. So now it becomes a low quality listing by not my fault. It's not my fault. I can't put the condition in there. So they need to whatnot, please put that condition. Then you're not marked as low quality, right? Especially if you're going for a Premier Shop. I'm not going for Premier Shop, but who knows what the future holds, right? Yeah, so there's the item. Okay, now we're going to jump over to the show. There's the item. It's now in there. And I can, now if I want that, say for example, I was listing this, okay? And I wanted it as a buy it now item. I could click on it and I can go over here and I can edit on my other device. You can do this all on your main device, but I want to show it this other way. And I can click up here on buy it now and I can switch it to buy it now. Just make sure I haven't changed anything. Oh, I got the flash sale. I love it. I just got that. Okay, cool. And now that item is, oh, that item is gone. It's now over here and I could just go over to Nightmare and the little shark is right there. Now, say for example, you have a awesome buy it now like I have that is 500 plus items, right? And you don't want to have it in buy it now and you're having a show and you want to run it as an auction, okay? You're going to click on product actions and you're going to run as an auction, okay? And then you're going to change your timer. Now, here's a really cool thing that Whatnot does is when you go to run the item and you change this timer on the first thing, like I could do 2 seconds, and this is just a test, I'm running it. When it's finished and I want to go and I want to run it, somebody requests it later, run as an auction, the timer, it remembers the last time I changed it. Okay, so if you went down to 15 to 10, I know you can't do the giveaway on the desktop. I wish that we could. Okay, so that's pretty much how, I hope that was not confusing. It is a long process. So now I'm going to prep my desktop and we're going to do it on the app on the desktop. It was not working the last time for me, so let's see what happens. Because you can't really drop in the app pictures. Yeah, it won't let you do multiple. And I'm sure, like, if we ask, why not? They might, you never know, they might give us some things, maybe, or some things when they're not, like a lot of the folks that work for Whatnot, there's a lot of people that sell, so they know, like, on the back end of it when you're actually running. Is that new about the giveaway? Okay, Michelle Mybell, let me explain the part that Sarah was saying. So when I'm going to show you on the computer right now. We're going to go back to it. on the seller hub under the tab inventory, there's only buy it now or auction. And the reason why and is because you can't do giveaways like on the computer, you can't enter them. So I think that's really why, and it's only app related. 100% care. Sarah, you got Sleepless Club. What do I do in the daytime now? Does that make sense, Michelle? Okay. I'm going to show you. I'm going to make a new product. Okay. I'm going to make a new product here on the desktop because even in the app, when you do it, it does the same thing. But in the app, you can absolutely create it. Okay. Up in the right corner, because I know a lot of people are being, when they use the phone and a second device, they're automatically forced to go into the seller hub inventory. Okay. And I'll show you where it's at after we finish here. See here? Here's the options: auction and buy it now. So there's no giveaway tab. But if you create a draft, you can absolutely go into the draft and then you can edit it and push it to your show. Okay? So that's why they have it on desktop like that, is that you can't enter a giveaway. So if you try to enter the giveaway on the desktop, they used to have like a QR code that you have to take a picture of and then it takes you to the app. So can't do that anymore. Maybe in the future, I don't know if that's going to be the technology, because I would say a huge percentage of Whatnot buyers and sellers are using the app. Probably like 80-90%, right? And there's a real small percent that are on desktop, I would say. We could do a poll and find out. I mean, I think a lot of people I've talked to use like either an iPad, iPhone, or Android. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Use both. Okay, drop in the chat what you're using. Android, tablet, iPhone, iPad, two, or you could even write two devices. I mean, we could do a poll, but let's see what everybody wants to put. iPhone, both, all. Yeah, Droid, Android. Because I've done so many polls on what kind of device, it's literally 50% down the middle. Yeah, it's like Android. Yeah. So two phones, two iPhones, iPhone and desktop, iPad and Chromebook. Yeah. It's and let me guess, the second device, the phone you're using as like the camera, the controller, and then you're using your second device to run the items, right? A 2006 BlackBerry. I love it. Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. I love that. I loved using my BlackBerry, iPad and iPhone. Yeah, it's so I only use my phone. I have an iPad, but I don't use it because it just stopped working with Whatnot. I have to buy a new one. Definitely have to buy a new one now. It would work, but it was kind of wonky. And now I just use my MacBook Pro, so that's where I list at. So when I'm listing, I do it there. Now, if I'm on my phone, and the reason why I can't fully show you listing is because on the desktop, I used to be able to download the Whatnot app. It was so great. I can still download it, but it's not updated to the latest. But I'm going to show you on it anyhow. I'm going to open it in a different window right now. Okay. Hold on one second. I just have to, it's like so many windows on my computer. Okay. Thank you for your patience, everybody. I appreciate it. I know there's a way to share your screen, but then it'll share my whole damn screen. So I have the app open, so I'm going to try. Wait, I have another tripod here. Oh, I actually should have used that one. Okay. We're gonna make it work. Okay. Yeah. So don't give up. Shipping isn't really, okay, I know I say it all the time and I sound cocky, but shipping isn't really that difficult. It can be overwhelming for sure. Okay. So just take a deep breath, like I said, and don't stress about it. Just start. If you're selling, like for example, I don't know what everybody sells, right? So you have to like pay attention to small items, large items, items that have, like if you sell vintage glass, like I have pieces that are small glass. I can't put it in a poly bag. I can't like just throw it in a bubble mailer. It's gonna get destroyed. It has to get packaged properly. So I might wrap a layer in bubble. I might wrap a couple layers in paper. Whistling duck, I'm gonna quack you, right? Or you might have something like, a purse, a Loungefly purse or whatever. And there's a way to package that. Does it have to go in a box? I mean, if it's an expensive purse, hell yeah. Don't throw it in a poly bag. Pack it up good. You want it to get there. And just various things. Paperweight. They're all small, right? Have you noticed these are all small items? So you can set up your ship profiles. Okay. We're going to talk about shipping right now. If you could wait for your question on that, because I want to stay focused on the shipping, but we're like a quarter of the way through it. Okay. I just want to get through all that and then I'll absolutely. So, okay. So you see all those small items. I could put the weight in for them. They might be 10 ounces, 8 ounces. I'm putting them in based on being packaged. Unless I'm going to build a bundle for somebody, I have to count the shipping weight on every single item because I list my stuff in the bite now. Okay. Yes, I am ignoring you. Okay. But say for example, Sarah comes in and she goes, "Dee, you know what? I want to buy all your paperweights." And I say, "Okay, well they're in my bite now, but hang on." So I put them on my scale and I figure out how much they weigh. And luckily enough today, all the small ones are 5 pounds, right? So I can either use one of my custom ship profiles and make one bundle and run it, drop it in the bite now, be like, "Okay, it's $60. Here you go." Right? She's happy. It costs $8.77. Piece of cake. But what if she buys a bundle and it has 30 pounds of paperweights? What do I do then? I make a bundle, and this is where it gets kind of like, "Oh my gosh, how do you do that?" Okay. And I say, "Are you going to buy anything else?" She's like, "No, I just want the paperweights." I said, "Okay." So she can't buy anything else. I can run it at the maximum weight of 5 pounds, and I can change the box after she purchases it to flat rate. It's like a toggle cheat feature. It's not really a cheat. It's really cool that we could actually do that. But you got to learn how to do all the other things before you do that. And I could be getting ahead of myself, but I just want to explain that part to you. Okay. So now we're going to show how to list on the actual app in my show. So you're not going to see a live feed on this, but you're going to see like the old version of the app. Okay. All right. So here we go. So everybody can see that. Hey, friends, welcome in. Okay. So here's the app. If I want to list an item, you can, but you have to be very careful. So if you have an item completely bundled, and you can even bundle some items, but remember your buyer's already paid for whatever rate it is. The only way to do the flat rate is number one, if they purchase over 1 pound, up to 5 pounds, and then over that, depending of your default, you could still have priority mail as your default over 5 pounds. It's not a huge difference in cost unless it's a heavy item. If it's a heavy item, it's going to cost for the priority mail a little bit more. But then you don't. Number one good rule about that is you don't actually have to use um, your own box. Nope, I wouldn't. It's a case by case. It's a case by case. It really depends what you consider a small item. If you're telling me I sell jewelry, then yeah, probably. If you're selling baseball cards, probably. But if you're selling big pieces of glass, definitely not. It's like if it fits, it ships. So if you can fit the items in the flat rate box, then you have to make it work. Clothes, it depends if they buy one or two items. I really feel like it's a case by case. You could try it out and find out what happens because you could end up costing yourself some money. Flat rate, it really is for ephemera, baseball cards you could actually fit in there. You could fit jewelry, anything kind of small. You could sell a collection of wades. It just, it absolutely depends. Sometimes you'll sell things to somebody and depending what you sell, I feel like there's an average. What's your average customer buying? Yeah, you can put coins in there. You could ship flat rate up to 70 pounds. But here's the catch. You have to absolutely use flat rate packaging. You cannot use any packaging you want. You have to use the predetermined sizes and it has to say flat rate priority mail on it. If you use a flat rate label with a regular box, you run a chance of costing your customer, your buyer, money. You run the chance of when they deliver the item, the post carrier is going to say, "Hey, guess what? The shipping is too low on here. You owe us $35." Do you think your buyer's going to shop with you again if they got to pay 35? They're going to reject that box and not buy with you. And the box is going to come back, and now all that 60, $70 you made, you're going to eat it because they're going to get a refund. Personally, yeah, no, flat rate is not good if they buy one item. Now, here's where I find that flat rate works. Okay, if you do a mystery show box and you're selling all that stuff in one box, great. Great. Okay. KC Fresh, what's up? Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. We're doing a chat show on shipping. Coffee talk. I know it is a good thing. We're super lucky here because the flat rate boxes, whether you here, hold on, I'll show you. Okay. So flat rate boxes, I only brought in some small ones. They have to say on here this blank, it'll be small, medium, or large flat rate box. Okay. You can only use this flat rate when it's $8.77 now. It's $8.77 now, Whistling Duck. Okay, it has to say flat rate. So for example, I'll give you an example. I just sold like a collectible. I'm doing a flat rate show and it weighs 3 pounds. Okay, so anything over 1 pound is going to be flat rate. So I take this box, I'm going to fold it up, and I'm selling like a Nightmare on Elm Street collectible VHS, right? Steel sealed, $700 item. I'm just making it up right now. And I'm going to ship it in this flat rate box, but it's probably going to go in a bigger box, not going to lie. I'm going to package it in here, right? I'm not going to use the box, but here's the item, okay? I cannot, what if it's, shoot, what if it's longer than the thing and I can't fit it in here? Oh, I know. I'm going to put another box on the other end and we're good. No, you cannot do that. Do not do that with flat rate because your customer will be charged. So if it doesn't fit, like I just said, if it doesn't fit, it doesn't ship. Okay. This was made to be for VHS tapes, actually, but I've used these for like small electronics. I've used them for jewelry and all kinds. So if you have a show and you sell somebody a bunch of stuff that's, 6 pounds and you can fit it in a box this size, or you can fit it in one of the larger boxes, then you can actually use these. You can't alter the boxes at all. You can't like go, oh, you know what? I think I can make this box square. I'm going to score it on my desk and make it like a big, you can't do that either. No altering any of these. Yeah, you can put sports cards. You can put like a graded, as long as it's over 1 pound. If it's under a pound, you can't, what the system actually defaults to ground advantage. Yeah. Yeah, 877 for, yes. Okay, so if somebody shops in the marketplace and you're having a live show right then and there, those sales are separated. They're actually a marketplace sale. But if they make a couple of purchases, sometimes it bundles them together. Okay, then you can still do the toggle feature where if you have just regular party mail and you're like, shoot, I don't have a box that size, but I can toggle over in the shipping and I can do a flat rate and I can fit it in a medium flat rate. I'm going to use it. And you toggle it and you choose the box size. And you don't have to put the dimensions in on that because it already knows, but you absolutely can. And I highly recommend that. If you, at the end, if it bundles at all and it's over a pound, you just have to read it because it won't say it's going priority mail. You have to use your noggin. You have to know that if it's 1 pound or more, it's already priority mail. Under a pound is ground advantage by default. You cannot use priority mail packaging with a ground advantage label. Now, the default in whatnot is over 5 pounds. So 5 pounds, 1 ounce is priority mail, or it's ground advantage. I have to use one of these boxes. I could use any size up to 12 by 12 by 12 and keep it, whatever price it's going to be. But don't forget, these boxes, They weigh money too. They weigh the large. What happened to my giveaways? Okay, I have to redo them. So is the bin included in that journal? Yes. So your auction tab and your buy it now are part of your show. So if it sells, it's going to ship whatever method you chose as your default. By default, like I said, ground advantage under a pound, which used to be first class mail, over a pound, 1 pound to 5 pounds is the default of priority mail. Okay. Thank you for my brain cell. Thank you very much, Whistle and Duck Designs. I appreciate. Oh, your package finally went out yesterday, and you got an upgrade to priority mail. Let's see if it gets there. Yeah, can you believe that? Speaking of issue, I know it was like a month, but we pressed buttons and we tested some things. Thank you for the tip. I appreciate it. Yeah, so just don't forget. So this box probably weighs like 2 ounces, right? And here we're gonna pack this item too in a little bit, but I'm still gonna show you the other thing first. I haven't forgotten. So I have a pair of I have a pair of Oakley sunglasses, right? So these items, I would not put them in a bubble mailer. I would not put them in a poly bag because you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna get squashed. So I have a sheet. This is how they came to me actually. I have a sheet of bubble, right? And then I have this box. Okay. And obviously I'd have a packing list and then the label. Okay. I do not ship stuff like that. It would drive me absolutely batshit crazy. It has to have paper in it. So we'll be repacking that one. Okay. All right. So now with the priority mail, if you don't want to do flat rate, I only recommend flat rate if you're selling the small stuff. That's the truth. Or if you, at the end, once your show's over, if you can fit those items into flat rate, then you can toggle over. There's like a little toggle button in the shipping. It's pretty simple. And once you toggle it over, don't hit generate label yet. Just make sure, double check, make sure it can fit in your priority mail flat rate. Okay. Nothing should move when you shake the box. That's not good. Because here's the thing, say, for example, someone's given this as a gift, right? They want it to be presentable. Like the item inside actually doesn't even have that much packaging, which I'm really surprised for such an expensive pair of sunglasses. Oh, good. Yeah. I think everybody, yeah. So beads would be great for priority mail, flat rate, especially if you have somebody that buys a lot of them, because you can use any size of the boxes. So, look, if you have questions about priority mail, look it up on USPS, find out what box you can use, what you're allowed to ship in it, because there's certain things you cannot ship in it. I'm not going to go to that. But you can always go check out my show notes. There's a bunch of great resources for whatnot. Okay. I have to actually add some. I don't know what happened to all my giveaways. They're like disappeared. Hold on. I want to run a sock giveaway while we're talking right here. Let me add it in here. Isn't that crazy? Or am I missing something? I totally put those in last night. I probably put them in another show. Hold on. I'll just import from my inventory. And that's what I can't show you on here is, oh, it's on my inactive. How weird. Okay, here we go. I got some here. Let's see if I can. Why is that not in there? See, that's a glitch right now because I actually just, there's a new update on Whatnot. What's up, friends? Hang on one second. Just send me some socks. I know, I should have been able to. I couldn't do that. I have to give them away. I guess that would have been a giveaway. I sent you something else. Okay, let me see if I can clone this one. It didn't, that is the weirdest thing. Okay, it's gone. It is. That is the weirdest thing. Okay, I'll have to just re-enter them real quick. Hang on, you guys. I I'm kind of shocked right now because I put them in. I put 3 pair in. All right, we'll do it real quick. Yeah, so you get glitches, you just deal with them, right? All right, let's see. We got giveaway, and we'll get. Make sure I've got one, two, three. I got two actually there. And they're 4 to 7 ounces. Okay. That was so weird. Thank you, everybody. Well, any kind of app has a glitch. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Technology is something that's ever changing, like every minute, every hour. Get in the Givey. I'll show you what I'm giving away. Compliments of Whatnot. Yes, this is official merch. Okay, from Whatnot. Ready? Yeah, it's just the way it is. We just have to be patient and deal with it. It is frustrating for sure, but you know what? We have all the new sellers right now who have all these amazing tools. When I started the app 2 years ago, we didn't have a lot. We didn't even have raids. You had to walk over your raid. Okay, you're gonna get these Whatnot socks. Okay, they're really nice. They're like, yeah. So when I started, there was no raids, there was no tips, there was no promote tools. Um, we had to walk over a raid. So, oh, it was even, yeah, there was like nothing then. You've been on since 2019? Yeah, I heard about it back then, but I didn't do it. I would have been on. It was tap yo bid. Oh my gosh, you're right. We didn't have swipe either. Missy D. That's why your show is called The Flying Monkey Circus because of. Have you been on since? Who's been on since 2019? Let us know right now. So whoever wins these is going to get them. I don't have any more Whatnot stickers, or I would give you one. But there's like Apothecaries, the brand. So you're going to get these. And Whatnot, I highly recommend that everybody tune in tomorrow. I think it's at 9 a.m. Whatnot Sellers. Couldn't sell all giveaways. Oh my gosh, remember that? Okay, you remember. You just joined up. Who's been here since 2019 or like 2020? You have, Kat Dan. That's awesome. Yeah, so people would kind of like run their giveaway and then they wouldn't run it. And it would be for hours because they'd be talking or hanging out. Yeah, because we couldn't, when we had a giveaway running, you couldn't run an auction at the same time. Yeah, you couldn't do that. Okay, we're going to let that run and we're going to keep going. So we're talking about priority mail. Yeah, you couldn't sell either. So sometimes people would be like chatting forever. Tomorrow on Whatnot Sellers, they're going to be interviewing a female women's category seller. I think I know who it is, but I'm not going to say. So make sure you follow. Hold on. Okay, they have chat shows. Yeah, they were pretty wild. And they had to put a 5-minute timer because people were taking advantage of it. They would take breaks and then be gone for like 20 minutes, and the giveaway would still be running. Yeah. Then you would just draw the giveaway. Like I remember maybe like talking and then letting my run because I forgot. So I kind of like the timer because it just can go on its own. You don't have to worry about it. And now we could actually run an auction like literally at the same time. That's a huge bonus, right? Yeah, so let that giveaway run. I'm going to show you the other box, okay? So if you have 1 to 5 pounds, it's priority mail, okay? If you choose flat rate, that's totally up to you, but make sure you do the research before someone says, oh, yeah, do flat rate. It's fine. You can fit all your crap in there. Da da da. No, it's not. You have to do the research, okay? The app is awesome. The community is pretty amazing. Um, I love Whatnot. I've been on here. I mean, I've had a couple of things where I'm just like, I almost quit the app because of it. One major thing, but I didn't. I just fought through it, and I'm glad that I did. And now I'm on a 365 project, and today is show number 197. So I've streamed 197 days in a row every single day. And are all my shows selling shows? No, they're not. No, they're not. They need to be, right? So I need to get back to that. I'm just trying different things. Andy, love you, friend. Thank you. Yeah, it's been fun. And I can't do my shows without all of you. Like, if nobody came to them, would I still keep doing them? I might want to give up, right? So the support is amazing. And you're not going to get there overnight. People are going to find you. You're going to find your vibe tribe. You know what I mean? And you always have to remember one thing when you're doing Whatnot. Just run your items. Don't ask people what they want because they're gonna leave. And I'm just telling the truth. I've watched tons of streams, and you just learn stuff, right? Everybody has a different style. Like I love processes, and I love to watch sellers who are just mid-sized, right? In their business, they're like a me, myself, and I seller, meaning they do all the packaging, they do all the research, they do all the sourcing, they do all the listing, they do the show, that, like myself. You too, Mimi? Yeah. So I like to watch those sellers, and there's different levels of those sellers. And I've watched like 4 or 5 right now, and I noticed that they do this one thing. Okay, who's getting the whatnot sucks? Rach 512. These are coming to you. Congratulations. Woo! Those will ship out today. Congrats. Okay, that gives you a shipping discount if you wanted to go shopping. My bin is loaded. Okay, you too. Hey, Lynette, how you doing? You're relearning everything over again. Yeah, and also too, let's get real. Selling on Whatnot, when I watch these sellers, these 5 sellers I'm watching, they're all doing one thing. They're all running their stuff. There's no BS. And sometimes there's BS in their chats, and they all equally have the same amount of people in their streams. And guess what? They are running their stuff. They have their different starting prices. Nobody's exactly the same. Not everybody's doing $1. Some people are doing $10, $5, $8. And you know what they're doing? They're whipping through 300 items in 2 hours. And then they just run it, and they have it pre-listed. Sometimes some of them don't. There's one I watch, she does not have anything listed, and she's fast. But she has a packer that she hires. She's really good too. But I just watch, and there's a science behind it. I haven't figured it 100% exactly, but I'm there. Yeah, and it's a very impressive, and it's very inspiring, right? So we can all do it. We're all capable of doing it, but we have to just run our stuff. I say that because I talk a lot. I'm not gonna lie. There's nothing to be hidden about that. I do like to talk, but I do like to sell my stuff, and when I'm selling, I'm selling, and it's a surprise. My best month I ever had, like on Whatnot, when I started was 5 figures. I did pretty good. I was actually shocked, but I worked my butt off, and I had every show was like 100 sold, and it was awesome, right? So, now there's more sellers on the app with, different kinds of shows. So people want to go to those. You need a packer, do it. I know that people that have hired packers, it's been a life changer for them. Best way to allow people to bid on items from store to hop on auction to bid. I've saved products. Yeah, you want to, the thing is with the items, so I feel like Whatnot is like volume, right? But there's still like specialty sellers and vintage that you're not getting it for $1. You're not getting it for 5. I'm not a $1, $5 shop. I have different, but now I have some $5 and $8 items, right? You keep adding things and trying to improve your listings. Yeah, just do it. Look, what are you waiting for? No one's going to come and do the show for you. I'm really going to speak real right now. No one's going to come and save you and do your Whatnot show. You need to do your show. When you get that first show over, you're going to be like, first of all, the show is awkward, super, super awkward. But you don't have to make it awkward. Just talk like you're talking to 500 of your friends, or you're on stage. Just have fun. Do stupid stuff. People love that crap in the middle of the night. They love it, and it's fun, right? Don't be afraid. Look, we're always if you lead by fear, you're not going to do it. But I think you have it in you to do it. I believe in you. I say just do it. I was nervous to do it. My first show sucked. My very first show sucked. The video feed was crap, and it was a user error for sure. And I'm a techie. I'm a super techie person. And but this was new to me, right? I preloaded my store. I went live, and my show was over. And I don't know if it was a glitch or what. And I said, screw this Whatnot business. I'm out of here. This is ridiculous. And then I took a break from the app for like a week. And then I was started like, oh, maybe I'll check out that Whatnot. And then, because the Bay, Mercari, all those apps, you don't move merchandise there like you do here, right? Some people do, great. But I just felt like I wanted something else more exciting, more rewarding, and more engaging, right? You're not getting that with a picture and a description. So long story short, I was like, I'll give it a shot again. So like October 5th, 2022, I came on Whatnot. I made a little video of my little area. I had a tiny little table, my desktop here with like a, I printed out like my logo on the background. I had like a lazy Susan. And then I just had like a maybe 40 items. And it was ranging from like electronics to ceramics. I had an Insomniac Club from that first show shopping cart with all my giveaways in it. And I used to let people pick their giveaway in there because you don't know what kind of show you're going to have. But that first show, I still remember my very first buyer. I still, some people that still shop with me today shop with me on that first day. And I still remember that. I sold $76 worth. That show was 1 hour. It was 10:23 in the morning. That's why I always have my shows at 10:23 at night if I'm on time. And you know what? It was like, oh my gosh, this is so great. I think I'm gonna try it again. Let me ship all my stuff. Shipping was a breeze because I've already done it for 20 years. And then I had another show like the next day, and it was like 120 bucks. And then there was like another show and another show and another show. Then I kind of hit a wall. I had like 20 shows and whatnot. I didn't show my face for 6 months. Somebody told me it was 6 months. I was like, it felt like 3 months, but a week away from whatnot, it's like a month, right? No, I go to bed. I sleep. I went to bed early last night. I was not on late. Yeah, I had to get some rest. But once I had that 20th show, boom, no one was in my stream. And that was such a disappointment because it was that dopamine hit was getting me going. I was doing a show quite often, not every day. Good morning. And then something in me was just like, you need to just do. I was watching Whatnot, custom wood burning. I was watching Whatnot all hours of the day to figure out what is this app about? Where's the groove? What should I do in here? And then I just kind of like thought, even though in the beginning I always had Insomniac Club, right? Then I had nighttime shows and it was a totally different vibe, completely different vibe. I loved it. And so I created the Insomniac Club. And so it's where people can't sleep, they can come hang out. It's always a safe space here. I've always protected my shows. I do not want drama. People come in all the time. Oh my gosh, this seller's doing. I don't care. I don't care. You're dropping drama in my show, and it's distracting me. It's distracting people in my chat. It's also like self-promoting that other seller. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. I had someone the other night do it, and I said, I don't I don't care. This is where we I didn't tell him I didn't care. I really don't care because it's a everybody loves drama, right? In different ways. But I just didn't want it in my show. Yeah, leave it at the door. This is where I want you to relax, not worry about crap going on. Because we never know what someone's going through on the other side of the phone here. We just don't. And so I've always been a big fan of not everybody has earned the right to hear your story, which is like a kind way of saying stop oversharing. Now, there are people that have shows that overshare their whole life. I have no problem with that. They are allowed to do that. That is their show style. But if somebody specifically has that in their show that they don't want to overshare, or they just want to keep it business, or they just want to protect other people that come into a safe space, I don't want people dropping stuff that triggers other people. I have to be real with that. So that is why I've always done that from literally day one. Okay. And I always like to be positive because there's always negativity in life, but we need to change our mindset to be more positive. And I know people are like, yeah, right, D, whatever, but it does change you. It doesn't age you. Don't stress out. And stop giving a shit about things that are not going to matter because that other person, if you have a conflict or a drama, I've lost friends that I've been friends with for 20 years. Okay. They're not thinking about you all the time. So, it hurts. Absolutely. But you have to learn to leave that at the door. And that means going into other people's streams and dropping trauma. Like I've had trauma dropped in my chat and I'm just like, no, hey, I'm really sorry that's happening to you. Let's take a minute, whatever we need to do. But it's also, we don't know, other people have a lot of health problems or things, right? And they feel like sharing. And sometimes there's nights that that's okay. Right. Thank you. Yes, dear. I got to be me. I got to be real, but I also want to keep this space like, healthy, right? Mentally healthy and be positive and literally have fun. Because you can do all those things, but I had people coming in because somebody was doing something in a stream and in the middle of my show where I'm trying to sell, and I get distracted, you know, and all I know is you don't. I do. I sleep standing up. No, but I just say that from a kind heart, that I want to keep my stream a certain way. It's just that people don't think before they speak sometimes. And I think we need more of that. We need more safe spaces. So this is always a safe space. And I know some nights, we talk about stuff. So I do like these. I haven't done one in a while. I'm overdue for it. It's like a positive affirmation kind of stream. I don't stream it to YouTube with the chat, but people share a lot of stuff in there and it becomes like a super safe space. So that's important to me. I think that this is a selling app, absolutely 100%. And I've had people come into my show and say, "What are you selling?" And we're doing a chat show right now. Things like that, right? So you just have to learn. And this could come off as like a troll thing. So I want to tell you guys about trolls. Trolls love tears, okay? So if you start crying, you're feeding into that, right? They just want the attention. So trolls are people too, okay? Maybe it doesn't feel that way. Same thing with people that come in for giveaways. If you don't pay attention to that, don't put them down. Just be like, "Hey, thanks for being here. I appreciate you." You do your own style, right? Of course. But I just feel like this is who I am. Yeah, it's my storefront. You should be able to have a sign hanging on it. Yeah, you can. You can boot anybody out you want. If someone comes in and they don't respect your space, or if someone comes in and they're like, "You're running stuff." I see this a lot. I haven't seen it in a while. And I'm running an item like I'm showing that, okay, you guys, I have this really cute little Christmas ornament. It's so adorable. It's vintage. It has a little crocheted hat. It's probably made in Korea and it's a little porcelain. Okay, I'm running this. Okay. And then the person goes, "I have like 20 of those in my show." They just self promoted themselves. So please don't do that. How do you boot someone out of the show? So you want to see? You want to see? Where's Lauren? Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm gonna boot someone out for a test. Sable Lou, she's always cool. I'm not booting her. If I click on her name, I can view her profile. I can message her. I can mention in the chat. I can allow to mod. Okay, so if someone's a mod, they can remove. There's Lauren. I can remove or block. So I would never block or remove this person, but I know they're my friend and they're down with like me using them as an example. You should always follow Sable_Lou because she has some great stuff. Okay, I wouldn't remove from the show, but say for example, somebody they were just not being cool in your chat, right? And so, what's up, Stace? Anyway, if you hit remove from the show, they're banned from this particular show. But before, like if I click on remove from show, it's going to ask me, "Are you sure you want to remove them from the show?" I'm going to say, of course, I'm not going to click it. If I want to block them and never, yeah, let's see here. Let's see what happens. I'll just show you. Okay, if I do that, "Are you sure you want to remove Sable?" No, I don't. Okay, it's safe. So you're able to, just in case you change your mind, it will stop you and then you don't have to kick them out. Okay. But if they came in, whoever it is, like I get trolls sometimes and I just kick them out for that show because they're just being disrespectful at that point. Um, but I wouldn't block. Now, if you want to report someone because they're being way over the top ridiculous, you hit the report button. When you hit the report button, this whole thing comes up. If someone's having a medical emergency, like medical emergency, please report live emergency. But be sure before you report that. Okay. Harassment, all these things. Okay. When you pick each one, it takes you through and through to a box where you'll type what the problem is. Make sure you do that. Okay. And just hit cancel. How do you unblock someone? Okay. Well, you click on their profile. And up the top right corner here, you're not seeing it right now. There's 3 dots. Here, let's see. Who asked me that? Was that Stays? Okay, let's block Stays. Just kidding. Let's view the profile. Okay, so see up here, the 3 dots? Click on it. It says block user. if I block her, I can go back and unblock her. But from what I understand, if that person blocks you back in retaliation, you will not be able to find them on the Whatnot app. But if you know how to tip them, you can tip that person. Someone just told me this. Even if they're blocked, you can do it. Obviously, I'm not blocking. Stays. You should check out Stays shows too. Okay. Sometimes this menu gets weird, and I get locked out. So let me quit the app. Let's go back to the shipping. Yeah. So pretty much that's how you can block or unblock. Okay. And you honestly look. I've only blocked literally. I can still count on all five fingers people that I blocked. Whatnot does a really good job. Like if you have someone really harassing you on the app, creating drama, report it. Okay. Trust and safety at whatnot.com. Definitely report it. If you're going to report it, make sure you have screenshots, things like that. I get DM'd some weird stuff sometimes. I still haven't reported, but Whatnot actually can tell if it's like a scammer and they remove them from the app. So I don't really have to do that too often. But I've had a couple lately and I'm just like, what? Okay. Let me quit the app and go back in and we're going to do this. We're going to do the custom ship profile like I said. Yeah, isn't it crazy? Anyway, drink some tea. I'm going to be on till 12 today. Or maybe a little bit before that, actually. Thank you for being here. If I haven't said it, I'm saying it now. Okay, we're going to flip this camera again. Yes, it is tea. It was really hot. Yeah, it's tea with a little bit of I tried to make a London fog today. Yeah, I tried to make a London fog. Okay, we're gonna flip this over. It does look like coffee, huh? It's because I use black tea and I don't use dairy. I use this like brain powered creamer. Mmm. Do you? Okay, I have to come shopping. Nurse Sarah has like, if you guys have pets, she's got it all. And she has a cute dog too, Buddy. I always ask her to run Buddy, but she won't do it. Yeah, you're welcome. She does. You guys should follow. Her shows are fun. And she does, I don't know, she also has like random stuff too, not just pet stuff. Shampoo, what I've seen beauty. Drop whatever you have there. And you guys share your shows right now. Is it hot? Okay, so here's my show right now that I'm live in. Okay, so I want to show you something and I want to explain something. Oh, wait, let me go back. I had blocked one person who came into someone else's show, caused problems, and then when I went to another show, they did the same. Oh, let's talk about that real quick. Okay, let's talk about that. I agree with you, Sable Lou. Hey, Gracie's mom, I didn't see you. Hello. Emmy's junk had a good question. Oh, okay, hold on, I'll go back. You have a random question. You mixed up two orders and it was shipped back to me. How do I get a new label? Oh gosh. I'm gonna laugh. Okay. I've been dealing with this myself. Okay. It happens. We're human, right? I would definitely you mixed up the items. So one person got one, they both shipped them back. I would definitely reach out to seller support at whatnot.com. Let them know the order numbers that you need a new label for it. Yeah, and they'll send it to you. And they might charge you for the label. Sometimes you could regenerate a label in the seller hub for that order. Um, yeah, sometimes you could do it, but I could not on Whistle and Duck. That's what I was telling Whistle and Duck earlier, that she gifted something for my bite now to herself, but put a different address, like her family's address, and it came back. And I was like, this is so weird. And I sent it again. It came back again. And then I told Whatnot, I need a new label. So they actually upgraded to priority mail. I didn't have to pay for it because it's a post office thing that's out of my control or hers. Yeah. So just email them, but let them know the order numbers you need two labels for and then tell them why. They may charge you for it. They may not charge you for it. Yeah. Oh, right on. Thanks for coming here. I love the people who block you based off who you associate with. It tells me a lot. Yes. So let's talk about that real quick. So there's been drama, of course, on Whatnot. We're not in high school anymore. And there's been people that I've seen have shows and talk about other people and say, you should block them. You shouldn't. I don't do that. My experience, I feel like if you come into a show and you create the drama and you're bringing it, oh, I'm sorry. I'm glad. Don't stress. It'll be all right. You might hear from them, 2 days or so, but just email them and then they'll do that auto reply and then they'll reach out to you. Yeah, mine took a little while to get, because I think they were just hiring new people, to be honest. Yeah, don't have a show like that. Okay, but you are allowed to have your own experience. So if I have a bad experience with the archivist, okay, I'm going to use myself. If I have a bad experience with the archivist, I'm not going to go run over to Andy Shungo. That D's a real bitch, man. I got something from her and she shipped me an empty box. One, I would never do that. Yes. Maybe I am a B for whatever reason, right? I know it's early. I don't usually cuss them out, but I'm being real. But you know what? I know. I'm not gonna like, I wouldn't want Andy to block D because, I had a bad experience. It like puts a burden on other people, right? Yeah, it's a small business. Exactly. Lauren. Okay. Hey, and we're gonna make mistakes. The best thing to do is when you realize you made the mistake in shipping, reach out to your buyer. Let them know. I did something recently. What did I do? I think I forgot to put something in the box and it was like sitting on my desk. That's why, because when it's a little tiny thing, I set them right here. And I forgot to put it in. And I wrote her and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot the little oh no, it was my friend Lee. It was an ornament and it was right here. And I just forgot to put it in the box. And she buys from me regularly and I'm like, I'm so sorry, but I forgot. Or maybe I didn't tell her. She wrote me and told me. That's what it was. And I go, "You know what? I got you." She goes, "That's all right. I'm gonna order something else. Put it in there." So when that happens, I like will put extra candy in there, or if I find something I have that she might like, I just give her a little extra. Because we make mistakes. We're human, but I try not to make them. That's why I use packing lists. So when I print your order out, I'm printing like all the pages. And if it's too many pages on the label, I'm going to print it on my regular inkjet printer. So it's on one sheet of paper. And then I'll check off everything, match it up, make sure everything's in the order. I put it in the box, I set the box aside. Then I go to the next item, I do the same thing. It's like a pre-pack thing. This works for me. This has been my process for 2 years now. Yeah, my first 6 months were, I had some order mistakes. Yeah, hold on, let me go back. Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, I would, so right now, all of you who have those mistakes, the buyer, you finally got to buy. I feel like if you buy something, you got to return it. If it shows up broke, you got to prove that it's broke. You got to show the shipping box and everything. I know. I'm actually, I got to send an email to Whatnot because when you do a giveaway, it takes up the whole thing. It needs to fill in the whole area. It's way too much and it gets too expensive, especially if you're selling 20 items to one person. Yeah, it had to be something expensive. Yeah. With the new return thing, I have to, I don't get them that often, so I might have a friend test it out with me, right? I don't get returns, but I want to see what happens because on other platforms you have the option of you have to return it for a full refund. Obviously, if it's broke, we should go through the carrier to get the insurance to cover it because of the way it's packed. If you pack like crap, forget it. It's not going to be covered. Like if I packed and I packed an item and I put just that in there, and then there's nothing to protect it, even though this box is good for what's the weight on this? 75 pounds? No, 65 pounds crush weight. But if someone put 100 pounds box on it, it's going to be destroyed. Is it going to be covered on insurance? Nope. Nope. Not at all. Yeah. So, pack good. If you're that seller, pack it good. Pack it so it doesn't shake, doesn't make noise, because if it shakes, it breaks. That's just the facts. Okay, you guys want to learn how to do the custom ship profile? So if you have an item, say you're using the large priority mailbox, which is like 12 by 12.25 by 825. Okay. So if I have an item that can't ship with anything else because it's glass, right? Yeah, Whatnot, going back to the return thing, Whatnot is really good about that. Like when Whatnot started, they were doing $1 shipping. So who paid the balance of the free shipping? They did. They ate it. They can't do that anymore. They've grown so much, but there are a lot of people that cut corners. They don't know the shipping well, so they make a lot of mistakes, and it costs Whatnot money. Well, now it's going to be changing probably in 2025. I'm going to guess probably in January, that as soon as this beta testing goes through, um, they're going to change it that we all have the customer service tab in our thing, and we're responsible for the cost 100%. Every platform is like that, and we'll handle it. Now, say for example, we'll just use Emmy's junk. Say she buys something from me and she goes, D, you forgot that other item. And I message her and go, oh my gosh, I'm going to send it to you. So I can get another label, or she can say, you know what, D, wait, I'm going to order something else. You have this other thing I wanted to get. Just put it in with that. Now I can do that, but I still have to put in the weight to adjust it, right? Yeah. But if it's over a pound, you should be okay. You just adjust the shipping label. It doesn't cost the buyer any extra money. It's when it's under a pound and over 5 pounds that it costs. Wait, hold on. Oh, oh wow. And they did it through the insurance. Yeah, I mean, Whatnot handles it the way they want to handle it. Sometimes it's not worth the cost to have the item shipped back. You know, sometimes it's just not worth it, so they refund the person and they get all their money back. But now when we have to handle our own, maybe some of us are not following through with packing things right. So just remember, integrity is huge. And there are people that are not honest. There are people that are not honest. Okay. I see it on the Facebook group about Whatnot. It's not a Whatnot group, it's a bunch of people that put the group on Facebook. I received an empty box. I mean, the post office can tell if the box was empty when it's shipped. They can tell by the weight because it is scanned. Yeah, it's a ding for you now, but it's 30 days. Your account goes back to 100%, but it'll be in your history. I'll go back to talking about real quick, and then we're going to move to this item. Okay, look, I sold something to somebody. They had buyer's remorse, and then they said the item was a fake item. WV Antiques, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. We're just having a coffee talk chat. Okay, they said my item was a fake item. Okay, I showed the item. My description was 100%. If you shop with me, I always put the proper title, the proper description. If there's damage, I'm going to note it. But I spend forever showing the damn item because that's how I sell. And I measured it. It was 4 inches. I measured it on camera so they were able to see it. When they got it, it was a mushroom, by the way, just a little ceramic one. And they said it was a fake one. So I got I got a strike for counterfeit on my account. How do you counterfeit a mushroom? I never said a brand. It was just a cheap $3 or $4 thing. But they bid it up to like $15 with someone else because they had to have it. Yeah. So that's in my account as a counterfeit. It is not a counterfeit. I tried to appeal it. I lost. I disagree with it. I still am pissed about it because I don't sell counterfeit, but it's on my account, right? Yeah. Whatever. It's the dumbest thing. But yeah, it was counterfeit to that person. But they were bidding up in a war against somebody. And I was just like, okay, what am I going to do? But I described it to a T. So things like that do happen. I think now it's a little better, but yeah, counterfeit mushroom. I just can't with that. Yeah, but we're not going to talk about that right now because that's the drama that I don't keep in my show, right? Because we don't know. That's speculation, right? I don't even go there. All right, here we go. Let's go. Okay, so now we have I should just make that full screen. Okay, so now when we want to set up a custom ship profile, hey, I might be rusty on this. Let me think. Okay, I'm going to go out, right? I'm going to minimize my show, but my show's here. I have to go to my profile. It's a little laggy today. Okay, here's my profile. Yeah, no problem. And on my profile, I have to go, I have my show here, right? So I have to go to the 2 lines at the top. Now, Whatnot did recently update this, so let's see. Seller Hub, I want to go there. There's 2 steps you have to do in order to do the ship profile, okay? I could go to shipping, and I can also do this on the desktop. Click on shipping. Okay, here we are. Now, if you want to turn on free pickup, you could turn it on. I'm not turning mine on today for testing. Okay, domestic shipments, okay? And that's where you choose if you want your show to be priority mail or flat rate. Shipping costs, this is just how you want your buyer to pay for it, whether you do a reduced shipping show or discounted. Shipping profiles. Oh my gosh, I have 23 saved shipping profiles. Here's how you do a custom ship profile. So keep in mind, items that are 3.5 pounds to 4 pounds, and they are big and they fit in a large priority mail mailing box, not flat rate, but large priority mail mailing box. You want to create a shipping profile for them. Now, maybe you have six items, or your items are all like in size. If you create a shipping profile, you can pick the number of items that go in that box. So we're gonna go here. Okay, these are all my different shipping profiles. There's two things with this. So like I said, if the item is 3.5 to 4 pounds, you want to absolutely create a custom ship profile. So ignore all these that I have in here. Yours is going to look like this. It's just going to show, oh, it's not showing. It's only showing my custom. Okay. If we click on the plus sign right here, it's going to open this window and it's going to be the name. Okay, this is the important part. Name it smart. So what this description is going to be on your drop down where you see your different weights. If you don't name it properly, you're never going to find it. Okay, so what are we going to name it? We're going to do priority mail. This is how I name mine. Priority mail. Okay. Large. I could even do like this, large, and then I'm going to do 12 by 12 by 8.25. I am putting the dimensions in because if I don't do that, I'm not going to know what box to use. And then because it's a maximum of 5 pounds, I'm going to put 5 pounds in there. Okay. I have other box sizes that are custom for the weight because sometimes if I'm listing an item on the fly, I can choose that custom box size. It helps me, because they're buying one item. Okay. So I put that labeling in for me, and I'm going to show you why this is important when we're done. Okay. The weight, I'm going to put 5 pounds because I know for the item that I'm putting a custom ship profile in for, that item is going to be in the large priority mail mailing box. The item weighs 3.5 pounds by itself, but remember, this box alone is 11 or 12 ounces, empty with nothing in it. When you wrap all the packaging and all that, it's going to be a pound. So that's why that 3.5 goes to 4.5, almost 5 pounds. You'd be surprised how much packaging weighs altogether once you wrap something, especially if you put double wall cardboard or you add extra things. It automatically sometimes can be a pound, pound and a half on bigger items. On little items, not so much. It could be 4 or 5 ounces. It just depends. Okay, when you do that, there's the default. I think that will hurt me. That will cost me money. I need to make sure I put that to pound. Okay, this is all in the Whatnot app. Okay, Mama Z, thank you for the raid. Come on in. Welcome in, everybody. We're doing shipping. Bundling options. Okay, we're not done yet, but we do want to make sure for that one item that's going to be 5 toilets. She's some PCD. You're funny. Okay, so right here you have to specify what happens when a buyer makes multiple purchases in a show. Okay, but I'm talking about one item right now. You have to determine on your items. What's up? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Okay, you have to determine for yourself as the seller. You also have to look out for the buyer, but you're in charge of the shipping. Okay, you're not in charge of the cost of it, but you're in charge of packing it right, putting the right weight so the customer pays that price. And sometimes if you do a custom one, almost always they will have to pay $8.77 for this item. If you can fit 4 items in it, then you would do this. You set the number of items in the box. So say for example, you sell 1-inch figures or 3-inch figures. Do the math, figure out how many of those go in the box ahead of time when they're all packaged properly. So maybe you can fit like 25 figures in there and you're only selling that thing. That means that your buyer will be able to bid on 25 of those items or they make a bundle and it goes into this one ship profile, right? Okay, so on this particular one, because this is a one item thing, I'm putting one. You could put 4, you could put 6, it'll bundle it into this one item. Okay, does that all make sense? Welcome in, Raiders. Now, box dimensions, I leave it alone. I leave it as the default because this box is under the 12 by 12 by 12. Okay. And then I don't mess with any of this. This is just for the single item because I can only fit this one. You don't get fixed additional. Okay, hold on. So fixed additional, I don't never turn it on because if, for example, I have this box and only half the box is taken up by the item, I have another half of the box, right? So if, for example, say this package comes out and it's 4 pounds, 2 ounces instead of 5 pounds, I could probably fit a couple tiny items like jewelry or whatever, and it's got to be able to fit, right? And it's hard to determine that. I can go, you know what? I'm only going to allow an incremental weight to add in 6 extra ounces. Actually, it would be like 10. Okay, 10 ounces. I can do that on my particular item, but no more than 10 ounces could fit in the box. But that's only, it's like you have to do it on the fly as you're listing it. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to. So if they bid on 2 things that's 1 to 3, yes, you can choose that box. But keep in mind, like when when you choose the box that's 5 pounds, it's already predetermined that whatever that item is, it's going to be that item only. The incremental means, like if I have brooches in my bin, I've had this happen, and I have brooches in my bin and they're like 10 bucks a piece or something. They weigh 4 to 7 ounces. Whatnot takes 7 ounces, not 4 ounces. They take the maximum, even though because you can only fit it and it costs the same. If it's in the 10-ounce range, that will bundle into this package. But if I have, so that would be 7 ounces, that means 3 ounces left. If they buy a second one, it would start a whole new package over. That's where it gets kind of confusing. I only use these custom ship profiles like this if I'm doing a 5-pound item. That's it. Only if it's something like this. I'll show you. Hello, Lee. How you doing? And this is more than 5. This is like 10 packaged. Okay. This would be a custom ship profile like 10. I'm not going to let anything else go in here. Not anything. Okay. This has to be packaged by itself in one box. I know. Yeah, and they have to pay again. I mean, the only other way is if you get a 12 by you don't have to have 12 by 12. You can I know you could do 14 by 14 by 12 and get a little bit bigger box for about the same rate. And then you could create the ship profile up to 5 pounds that maybe you could fit more in, or create a bundle. I don't know. It's different for everybody. That's why, like, when I make these ship profiles, it's like, I only do them for big items like this. I don't do them at all for any of my other items, only on the big items, because I feel like when people buy, it does calculate because of the way I enter my items. So if I have like I had the pair of socks, they weigh, oh, actually I could do them less, but by the time I wrap them up in paper, they're 4 ounces. When I sold Miss Mary, I let them bundle up to 10 for a flat rate. Yeah. Yeah, I would let them absolutely bundle up for that, because then you can fit whatever you can. How many can you fit in one of those boxes? 3, 4? I don't know how big. No, the bottles are pretty small, right? 10. Okay. Yeah. I would do that. Like the increment thing, I never turn, I like literally, here, I'll go back to, I never actually turned that on. I think one time I did, but yeah, but if they wanted to add like an eyeliner or something, you could do that. You just have to, you almost have to like, it's like you have to manipulate it before you run it to make sure, like it's kind of hard unless you're doing a bundle. I feel like this only works with the bundle. Like I never turn this on. I always just leave that. I have one item up here. I never touch the box dimensions. If I do, like, oh, there's no drop down here. Yeah, you could do plants. You could do a lot of things. But if you turn that, you just have to make sure it fits in the box. Because there's not one real definite answer with it, because it depends what you're selling and how big the item is. So that's why I never mess with it. I only, I can go in and I can change my box size, but because my box size technically is under 12 by 12 by 12. Yeah, and you never know. And it's almost like we have to play with it. It's like we have to play with it. And when you like in my store, when I preload, it's like I never know, like, and just like everybody else, you never know what people are going to buy. You could have someone show up in your show and they buy like 7 things, and then it's all different sizes and it all works out. And as a seller, you don't see when they really hit the pound unless you know what they're buying. But because it shows it on the screen like how much it is. But when they hit their 877, they'll tell you, "Oh, I got free shipping." And then as soon as they don't have free shipping, that means they reach 5 pounds. And then when they go over 5, it starts a new box over. But adding the increment won't really start a new box over if they bought within the weight. If they bought over the weight, then it's going to be more. And it gets a little complicated. It gets a lot complicated, right? But it doesn't have to be, and not everybody sells more than, I think on average, and a lot of people that have rewards, like I have rewards up there, on average, like on this last one, 88% of the people bought 1 to 2 items from me. How do so many use reduced shipping? And the bundling is annoying when it's in the same 35 items, 15 pounds, $1 in it. I know. It's it's random too. I don't know. Do you use custom ship profiles on yours? Like the one I was showing? I'll show you how to do it. People do it because they're taking a chance, and they're taking a chance on their reduced shipping because maybe they got to pick. Look, maybe somebody buys like only on certain, right? Same. Only on the big items. That's why a lot of my big items are not on Whatnot. I went away from when they went to this bundling thing. I literally changed anything that was on my top shelf. It's no longer on Whatnot because it's we're talking, even though the shipping's really good here, it's just really fine glass, but it's really heavy glass, like 8, 10, 12 pounds, like heavy stuff. And we've tested out, and the shipping's like 25, $35 on some of the items. So because of the weight, you have to package it. It's gonna literally weigh more. You should ask. You should ask for it. You might get it. Some people have asked for UPS and they've gotten it, but they're doing some volume, and I think you do some volume as well. Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt to ask for it. The thing is, they could say no, and then maybe later we get it with bring your own label. I don't know. Yeah, I would definitely reach out and ask and see what happens. H. Buckley, what's up? Okay, let's finish this one. So now we know this is how you do the custom. So let's go back up here. Name it so it's smart named. PM. You can name it any way you want. You could just be like, but I do it this way, priority mail, large box, right? 12 by 12 by 8.25. I mean, it's roughly. And this is going to be for one item that weighs up to 5 pounds with the packaging. It's technically 4 pounds because the box is like a pound with all the packaging. Okay, so we do 5 pound, should say us, but okay. And then we go over here and we make sure we set the number. This is on. We make sure we set the maximum to 1 item. Shop happy, hello. I'm not going to touch the dimensions. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to hit save profile. Okay, now it's at the top. You see it there at the top? So now I have 24 custom ship profiles. I probably have a few that I could delete here, but like just to show you real quick, I have CB. That means cardboard box, 14 by 14 by 16. That one actually works. It's in the right size. And there's a little wiggle room. If you play around with the shipping dimensions, there's a wiggle room. So I've used 14 by 14 by 16 and it doesn't charge me more. Priority mail flat rate. Oh, shop happy. Thank you so much for the tip. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay, then this is like mystery box. So priority mail flat rate mystery box large up to 70 pounds. Those notes are for me, and I'm going to show you here after a couple more why I name them this way. And you'll understand it, and then you'll go, oh gosh, that was so easy to find. Okay, cardboard box, 15 by 10 by 5, 5 pounds. And then the list goes on and on and on. Then I have like different size boxes that I use for certain things. Swung vase, 24 by 8 by 8. I don't ship those anymore in here because they got too expensive. Bolt. Okay, flat rate large, 70 pounds. So I have some duplicates because I tested. Okay, we're gonna go out of here. We're gonna come back to the show. Okay, we're actually still in, no, we're not in the show. We're gonna come back into the show. Okay, now I'm gonna list my 5-pound item. We're gonna hit the store. Oh, we're gonna have to do, we're just gonna do a quick product, okay? Our normal, so these are different than what I just showed. If I do create a product, oh, it's not, oh, because I have the old version. Okay, so real quick, let me pick a picture from my thing, because I have pictures of my family. They don't want to be on the internet. So hold on. Let me just pick an item here. We'll just pick this guy. Okay, we're gonna add the item. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Okay, we're gonna add this item. It's already in my store, but I'm just gonna duplicate it. Okay, so you can do up to 8. So your cover photo will go to a square. Okay, you can take a picture or you can upload. I was gonna put your snowflake picture. You pick your category. Okay, it shows first of all your recent categories here, or you go down here if you don't have any and you click on it. And then now you got to pick. They always have sports cards at the top because that's what Whatnot started with. Alphabetical would be amazing. Just saying. For some of us left brain thinkers. What is this? A toy? I know, we're action figure. Okay, we'll pick action figures. I think they're Marvel, and I'm gonna say next, okay? Now the title. Okay, so we have to add a title. So again, I always do #T. I'll just do one. Oh, okay. And then I'm gonna just put Marvel mock-up, okay? Mock-up for me is like, I'm gonna be deleting. Okay, and this description should be brief and brilliant. Wait, I didn't even know what I wrote because I'm not looking at it. Okay, just a brief description. So for example, you would put, 2-inch metal figure. Well, it always cuts it out, so that's okay. So metal Marvel fig. Okay. And then the condition of it. So some say, I just say good. It's not meant. And then now you can fill all this out if you want. You don't have to. It depends on the category. They're going to have all kinds of other little description things. The more you fill out, the more information it gives to your buyer. Okay. But when you print out the packing list, it takes a whole page for one of these items. We're going to hit done because that's the description. Fox and Crane, what's up? Okay, so I'm going to scroll down. It's not graded. How many do I have? One. I can do auction or I can do buy it now. Okay, so I can also do sudden death, whatever I want it to be listed. It's going to be in Coffee Talk. We're just doing a test, so this item is not for sale. So I don't need to do any of that stuff. I'm going to skip the mystery thing because we're not talking about that. Here's my shipping profile. So say this figure is big, okay, and it weighs 5 pounds. Remember what we just did? Oh, look at that. What? Something got updated. Okay. See all these, see what happens when I try to add the item on the app? There's so many to add. What in the hell? Which one is it? Because I named it, it's right up here. Where is it? Priority mail. That's 10 to 15 pounds. See how it's important to name them? Oh my gosh. Oh, Rach, you're very welcome. You won some Whatnot socks. Yeah. See how you can't find it? If you don't name it right, you won't find it. You see that? Okay, so which one was it? Let's see if you guys know. You see my point? That's why I did it. I name them that way. But my new one, Party Mail Mailing Box Large. I can use this one right here. But the one I used actually had the right dimensions in it. Let's see. It's that one. So you see why you got to name them? And then you select it and hit save. And now that item is ready. It's got the correct box. I'm going to hit publish. I'm going to pin the item. Okay. It asked me, okay, now that I create it, I love that Whatnot does this. Would you like to pin it? Yeah, let's pin it. Okay. How much is it shipping? It should be $8.77. $8.77, right? I can't see the shipping because I can't ship to myself. So because that is in that custom ship, and see how hard it is to find it. Imagine if you didn't name it. If we hadn't named it, we'd be scrolling. So it's so important to name it because it will help you when you're doing the search. Okay. So we learned how to do that. And this bundling thing, it will bundle. So if someone buys that and then they buy 4 other things, it's gonna ship that item, this fake item by itself, and then everything else is gonna be new box. Most buyers that shop with me, and you're gonna learn this yourself, most buyers that shop with me are cool with that. They want that item. And then if they see something else, they just buy it. And then it gets packed and shipped off the way. If there's any way to bundle it, then I bundle it. But 99% of the time, I only do custom shipping. And someone could say, but Dee, there's all the room inside there. Yeah, sure. Should I put this inside here? No way. It will get destroyed. I mean, if you're a good packer, you can actually pack with cardboard and all that inside. No record albums. Thank you for asking. Yeah, so that's the only time I use the custom. Thank you. I like spend a lot of money on packaging materials, but I try to recycle as much as I can to protect. You know what, Belfast, if you go to my YouTube channel, which is the archivist right here, I'm streaming my entire screen to YouTube. So all the questions are going to be there. It is live right now. Yeah, I keep that up over there. My past shows are not available because I push everything over to YouTube. Yeah, you're welcome. So I try to do that whenever I do the chat shows, walking through step by step and different things. But you know, for the most part, like with shipping, how do I set up shipping for a cup, charm, givey, or a sale? Okay, let's do. You want to do how to set up a giveaway? Okay, so if it fits in an envelope. Okay, so where's your YouTube name? My YouTube name is just, if you type, see my username up here where it says D Archivist. If you just type in DEE and then space archivist, either way it comes up on YouTube. Yeah, thank you. And if you're on YouTube watching, hi friends. Yeah. Okay, I'll explain some about setting up shipping. So is the charm completely flat? Because if the charm is not flat, it's flat, totally flat, and it would be less than a 1/4 inch packaged up. Because let's talk about this. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so here's the thing. Yes, you can ship stuff that costs 69 or 73 cents. And it is called plain white envelope. I actually made a YouTube video on that, walking you through step by step. I highly recommend you watch that because I want to go through the rest of the stuff I have to go through here. Yeah, so you could do that, but it has to be completely flat. That package has to be in a flat envelope. So let me show you. Okay. So on Whatnot, Lee, hello. You cannot, if you do that first class plain white envelope, it's used for sports cards, okay? Or flat items, photos, postcards. You can not use any of these kind of envelopes with a clasp. No clasp, has to be completely flat, okay? Nothing rigid, so no photo mailers. There's some photo mailers you can use if they're like these, okay? They have a little bit of thickness to them, but not much. You cannot use a bubble mailer because this has to go through the machine. If you use a bubble mailer, it is going to get stuck and rip and destroyed. Yeah, no bubble mailers, okay? The post office, what happens with a bubble mailer, it turns right to a package. Okay, yeah, it does. I will hit you for that. With my bubble mailer. So, you can use an envelope. Does it have to be white? They get really pissed off at the post office. I've taken stuff in. Hey, Carjan, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. They do. So I took in like 10 envelopes, right? 10 different envelopes. And I had a bubble mailer. Oh, they hate the square envelopes. They cost more. I don't know why, but they do. Yeah, so I just use these. These are, I don't know. Let's see how big these are. I like these other ones. These are I think they're 4.5 by I think 5.5. 5 3/4. Okay. So I use these. They're a little thicker. They're craft. They're recycled. And then I turn around. Welcome in, everybody. I turn around and when I put something in it, like here's a bag. Say it's got a sports card in it, right? I pack the card in a, a penny sleeve. And then now we got the card in here. Just for example, this is about the thickness of the packing list and my actual card. Okay. And then I'm going to slide it in the envelope. If you could do this with a charm, you can do that with the other. Okay. Okay. I never lick the envelopes. I stick my label right over this. It fits perfect. Okay. I have to make sure though, it's under a quarter of an inch. Okay. It's under now you have to make sure like with that type of envelope and you're using it as a giveaway, if this gets lost in the mail, you're out of luck. You're out of luck. You have to send a new one. Use the selfie. I do those sometimes, but when it's hot, that the adhesive starts to melt through because I have these ones. Okay. If it gets lost in the mail, there's no tracking unless you insure it. Just so you know, they're not traceable like a normal priority mail or first ground advantage is. They're first class PWE plain white envelope. So they can cost 69 cents to 73, I think it's 73 cents, 0 to 1 ounces. If they're 1 to 3 ounces, it's like $1.25. Yeah. But a lot of people don't know that, so I like to vanilla. Girl, you know what's true. What's up? Um, just make sure that when you do ship it, there's no bubble. You can't use these and then go, you know what? I'm gonna ship it. I'm gonna ship this thing for D. Oh, hold on a minute here. We're gonna put her ornament in there. Yeah. We're gonna put her ornament in here. She's gonna love it. Okay. Don't think you can do this. Don't don't do this. Okay. Don't think you can ship this for the other sports cards category and get away with it. You know what's gonna happen? Item's gonna get destroyed, and then the person that gets it from you is gonna have to pay the post office about $6. Yeah, they will. There are people doing this. So, do I recommend this for gift cards? Yeah, seriously, Lee. I've had just got a bunch of pictures from a few people. Uh, I, yeah, I just, you can't. First class. It's like, it used to be like 378. Now I think it's like 412 or something. And it's always going to go up. So, at that point, this item would never go in that. This would go in a box. Yeah, it would go in a box. Um, gift cards. I'll just say this: the Hodgepodge place. My friend Christine told me she said it's not worth doing this 69 to 73 cents, especially if you do a lot of gift cards because there's no way to track it. So, say you send me some Starbucks gift cards, and guess what? I can say I never got it and have a gift card and then get another one from you. So I know it's expensive. It's worth depending on the value of it. It's a risk you take. $5 gift card that you send it. Almost everybody. I just won a gift card. Actually, I just won a $5 or $10 Starbucks gift card right the other day, and it was all wrapped up in bubbles so that you couldn't tell it was a gift card. And then it was sent first class, but it cost the seller $4. So I don't know. I think some people are doing digital, but you still got to ship something. So maybe they're messaging you the digital code, and maybe they are just shipping you a thank you note, which you can do that too. Because at least with the digital card, you can prove that they redeemed it. Yeah. And you've gotten a code printed on a label. Yeah. So some people do that too. I just do gift cards for my buyer's give that way it goes in the package. That's smart, Vintage Karma. There's another option. Yeah. And Whatnot's not going to have any time. I don't think any time in the future that you could like upload the card and they could download the digital code because that's just more coding for them. So who knows? Maybe they will someday. Naughty Paws, if you have a show and you just do giveaways, it's going to be negative on your Whatnot account So the basic way it works is for now that Whatnot will they won't take it out of your account yet, but I think eventually they're going to have an option where you could pay your balance. I don't know that they do right now. Usually if I do giveaways, I'll have a negative until I sell something. Yeah, and it depends where I would like that option that I could just, pay my balance. Like I don't like to have a negative balance, but sometimes it just happens. Yeah, because of the way it is in there. Because I don't think you could like transfer money in for that. Not yet, but I'm sure the future it'll be that, it's going to be like that you can't have it. It's going to have to pay your, because no other sites let you do that. Whatnot carries the weight right there for all of us. At the US, they do. What's up, Mimix? How you doing? Yeah, so it totally depends. You will absolutely be able to print a label. Yes. Yeah. Sell some stuff too, and then it covers your shipping. But I know when you're doing your first show, you just want to introduce yourself and get your feet wet and things like that. Yeah. I always leave yes, you always leave a little balance in your account. Correct. Nice. Yeah, because it doesn't actually take it out. Okay, let's keep talking about some other stuff. But watch the video on YouTube to go through how to do that. Because I've done it about 50 times in here. I would do it, but I want to really get through these other items. Okay, so we talked about the labels. Okay, we didn't talk about cancellations. So I want to tell you guys, when you are selling, you need to put this in your show notes. So check out my show notes. If you want to see my show notes, I'm going to open them up for YouTube. And I always put at the top like what my show is about. Like this is Coffee Talk. It's about shipping Q&A plus Whatnot sponsored giveaways merch, which we'll give more away in a minute here. Oh yeah, there is an issue with the giveaway thing. You guys saw me put them in. Okay, we'll run it. I have two, so we already gave one away. We're gonna give another pair of Whatnot socks away. Okay, this is a second pair. The other one is for someone else. They won, and so they're official Whatnot socks. They're really nice. I took a picture on my Christmas tree. Okay, so those will come to you. They're really cool. The front toes, you could shop on Whatnot with the socks. Put your feet up. Yes, you're dreaming. You're dreaming. I do my show daytime every Tuesday. They're very cute. They're nice quality. I actually got myself a yellow pair. Yeah, I actually bought a pair on Whatnot. I just happened to be in someone's show and they had socks. And I was like, "Are you selling those?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Where the heck did you get them?" She's like, "I want them. I don't want them." So I bought them and they're yellow. They're really cool. Yellow with black. I wanted those. You want the whiting? No, they don't have a shop for merch. They don't. It's just random people win the giveaways and then they don't want it. Like why enter it? And then they sell it for like nothing. Yeah. So that'll be going to whoever. I know. They don't, but they have a chat show tomorrow. They're going to be interviewing a woman's contemporary seller. Um, if I'm correct, I think it's someone we all know. Yeah, someone we all know. Yeah, so you want to go. It's tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm going to be putting on my YouTube channel. Um, and it is for about 1 hour, but they give away merch. So they might be giving away, yes, so 9 a.m. Pacific time. Okay. All right, let me go back to my show notes. So one of the things on my show notes is I put information because this is a sponsored chat show, sponsored product. You follow Whatnot sellers because they have seller focused shows. Okay, from the Whatnot community team. So usually it's Kenny or it's Kiyomi. They interview one of the sellers, and then sometimes they'll interview somebody else from Whatnot. Like they have trust and safety. Two trust and safety people were on there interviewing and sharing information. It's really helpful. And there sometimes is a lot of people in there, and there will be like 100 questions that they can't get to all of it. But from what I understand is they print it out and they address it like in emails and different things that they do. Okay, so if you want to be a Whatnot seller, they also have selleracademy.whatnot.com. There's so many resources there. It's pretty great. And then help.whatnot.com. And then also you can check out the Whatnot blog, blog.teamwhatnot.com. You have socks that you tease your audience with, but they're yours. I know, I was going to hang mine up over here. And then I have rules. So be kind, respect. This is a safe place. Okay, a safe space. I do auctions or buy it now. All sales final. This is what we're talking about, cancellations. You must have this written somewhere in your show. Okay, there are exceptions. This is even a whatnot policy. All sales are final. Okay, no cancellations, no exchanges, no switching like in a game or something. Sold as is. Ask questions and then follow and bookmark. So here's where a cancellation could probably happen. If I'm running an item and they bid on it and I go, oh my gosh, I didn't see there was a crack in it. Absolutely cancel, right? You can request it, or I can say, hey, if you don't want it, let's cancel it. A lot of times people are like, oh, don't worry about it, I want it. Okay, or I misrepresent the item. It happens. Just make sure you don't have to accept the cancellation. That is whatnot policy. And then if someone, hello. So just so you know, that's the whatnot policy. You can determine if you want to do cancellation. Some people do, they don't even fight them. But make sure that happens right then and there and not later, because then you got to ship it and all that kind of stuff. Okay. I went through all the shipping stuff. I thought it would be a bunch more. Yeah, we went through. Okay, there's another thing I actually should talk about is make sure that when you're packing it, this is going to be our last. How are you, Vintage Life? Yeah, so make sure, like, for example, if make sure, sure. Make sure that thank you for asking me that. So make sure one thing is we are human, we make mistakes. But if you could have your buyer request the cancellation, that would be great. Like if they change their mind because they don't want it, ask them to send the request to cancel. Because it will ding you otherwise. And it doesn't ding the buyer, not as it dings the seller. So just definitely do that. What if a package gets returned? Did you have one get returned? And let me ask you a question. Okay, who's going to get the socks? One Jet 72. These are going to you. Woohoo! You get them. Okay. So packages returned. Returned because they didn't want it. There was money due. What? If you don't mind. Can I repost? The show notes are right here on the app. Are you yeah, congratulations. You got it? Okay. Yeah, and then I follow and bookmark. I have a website, darchivist.com. You can find everything about me there and a lot of stuff about whatnot. And I'm building out a new page about all the top selling categories on whatnot. I'm a whatnot affiliate now, so I'm trying to put links in there. So if you shop from there, I get a small affiliate fee. I've been doing that. So I'm going to launch that probably in January. Yeah, because I've had some ideas with that. Plus, like top sellers. I'm also working on like adding like other sellers' links to their whatnot pages on my page. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so it got returned to you. It says unclaimed. Okay, so I've recently had a thing. Was it a new buyer perchance? One jet, 2 months later, that's ridiculous. Whatnot won't even deal with that. I definitely would not worry about 2 months later. That's kind of ridiculous. You love the new drafting. I do too. Okay, so it was a new buyer. Huh. So this is something that happens, and I've had this happen to me where, do you know if you're welcome. Do you know if they gifted the item like to an address or did they just straight up buy it? Do you know by chance? Because I've had two items now that came back. One was somebody bought it for them and it came back unclaimed. Oh, they just bought it like an auction. Have they been in your show asking for the item? Because weird things happen with the post office from time to time. I would like reach out to Whatnot and ask for a new label. And I would reach out to the buyer and let them know the item came back unclaimed. Um, Maybe their address was wrong. Yeah, I would reach out and just say, hey, listen, I got your package back. It says unclaimed. But before you do that, go in your account and track it. Look at the tracking history. What does the tracking history tell you? Sometimes with this package I sent to somebody and came back to me, it said something weird like the addressee requested post office pickup. And the person's like, I don't have time for post office pickup. So the carrier could have been pissed off at the person and just did that anyhow, or it was a sub carrier and they didn't know. Yeah, so that's what happened to my first one. No problem. Um, I would reach out, I would check the tracking history first, then I would reach out to them. Or before I reach out to them again, I would reach out to Whatnot and say, take a screenshot of that tracking history and be like, because that is not your fault that it became unclaimed. But I've had like 3 packages in the last like 40 days do that. But I would definitely then reach out to Whatnot, seller support at whatnot.com, let them know the order number, and then say, here's a screenshot of the tracking history. Can I please get a new label? I mean, that's the only thing I can see because you can't really regenerate a new label once it's been delivered and moved through the system. So they have to kind of reissue it. And until we can handle 100% our own customer service in the app, then you're going to have to reach out to them for now. Okay. Oh, the other thing I want to tell you guys about the PWE plain white envelope, if you do a ton of them, it will affect your ship time. Okay. Here comes like 10 people promoting their shows right now. I wish I could put that to sleep while I'm live because it just gives you alerts. Okay. So yeah, PWE, if it doesn't have tracking, it's going to hurt your ship time because there's no proof POD, proof of delivery. Hodgepodge Place, I don't know if you're still here, Christine. Thank you so much for the tip. I appreciate you. Thank you, Simply Shenanigans. Um, I know she said when she did all those gift cards, when she did her 21,000 follower, 21 hours, 2,100 items, that she said it kind of hurt her shipping. So use it with caution. Yeah, I just like to say that, just to make sure you guys know that. Yeah, I do like the draft option, but I have a glitch with the draft option, so I'm not a fan right now. Yeah, it has some weird error. I reached out to Whatnot twice about it, and it keeps doing it. What it is when you make a draft and you duplicate it, it won't let me duplicate it with changes. I don't know why. I wish I knew why. I don't know how bad it hurts you, but it does delay your, so maybe you have 1 day, you go to 2 days. It's a weird, it is weird. And I've sent it in and they're like, maybe it's like, I forget what they said, but it kind of made me laugh. And I'm like, no, I'm trying everything. It still does it. So it gave me a weird character error, which usually means I have too many words in my description, but I use a lot of words for a reason because it boosts that item higher. And there are a lot of keywords and it's a sentence. Um, so I don't know why it does that. You do have that glare that issue, Vintage Life. It's so weird. It's only when I duplicate an item, when I duplicate an item on the desktop, because everything in it's the same as 20 other items I have. I use lots of words. Yeah, I do too. Discount Deals USA. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in. Thank you. Thank you. We're doing coffee talk. We're talking about Whatnot shipping right now. Welcome in. I hope you had a nice show. I don't think I follow you. Let's follow you. No, I do follow you. Okay. I mean, I follow a lot of people, so I just want to make sure. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, we're talking about all the shipping. It didn't let me add photo to duplicated. Yes, on desktop, right? Yeah, sometimes it doesn't. With Mac, I can just drop and drag it in there. But every now and then, when I change the picture for the duplicate, and then I run over to change the shipping price and maybe the weight or the description, and I go to publish, nope. Yeah, you can't duplicate it all on the app. I wish we could. You're welcome. Thank you. We can't. I knew we're going to be able to. I have to report one thing though, because this glitch keeps driving me nuts, and it's very hard to list because I can list if I'm doing my small stuff, like I do a lot of the Funko Bitty Pops, or I sell like mini brands, and some people want to buy like little things by themselves, right? Yes, my YouTube name is the same. So this is like a cute little like mini brands VHS. And then sometimes people want to buy them individually. So I'll have like a whole collection or like books and things. When I clone those, I'm just changing the title of the book, right? Everything's the same. Whatever book this one is. This is Goosebumps or something, right? Little tiny books. People love these. Okay, so some nights I'll do those shows And when I try to clone and I'll duplicate like 10 of them, and then I'm just dropping in the pictures, changing them, changing the titles and everything, right? It's very frustrating. So now I know that I can't duplicate to and I will give Whatnot the feedback because they do listen. Because it would be more productive as a seller to be able to do it right off desktop. Because I have my keyboard, I have my mouse, I can just click and drop, and it's just so easy. But I would be able before that glitch started happening, I could probably list about 100 items an hour. Yeah, 50 to 100. It depends on what kind of item, but it's super fast. That's why I have 500 items, 523. But I have like 100 and 201 drafts that I can't do anything with because of that glitch. Yeah. One show is yours. Oh wait, I've seen shows where the seller shipping isn't bundled, although the seller has it set up correctly. Well, not everybody bundles. The Whatnot has smart bundling. Okay, smart bundling is what Whatnot has, and a lot of people don't think it's smart. And sometimes it works if you enter it right, but it's supposed to bundle everything together up to £5. Okay. It's when a buyer makes multiple purchases in one show, not the marketplace, because those don't get bundled with your shows. It could be buy it now or live auction, right? Well, it's going to be supported. It used to, but whenever anything gets changed, something always glitches, and Whatnot's not going to know every little thing if we don't report it. So I already have an email drafted. I just have to send it because I have to get screenshots of the errors, and they come up every time. So, and it's a little laggy too right now. Okay. Um, So just remember one thing too about the smart bundling and unbundling. It's smart bundles based on the weight of everything together. Okay. Yeah. Until you have a show, I would say almost most of your buyers, and you're going to find out when you do shows what they're actually buying. Sometimes people buy one item. Sometimes people buy like 40 items. It just depends. And I want to talk about this because I've seen this a lot lately. New sellers that come on here and they're running their stuff for $1 because they're all excited. And they get one buyer that buys 18 items at $1 and they literally make no money. And then they got to pack everything up and they're frustrated and they like literally throw it in the box. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. At least start with $5. Don't do that. You're hurting yourself and you're burning yourself out because the amount of work you have to do to pack and prep, that's what the buyer doesn't see. So you have to like hold the buyer's hand and be like, you guys, I'm going to show you how I pack. Okay. That's going to be our last thing we do. But you got to do it. Whether you're shipping out an envelope with sports cards in it, you got to go that little extra. They don't need to hear about it, but you need to show them so that when they open the box up, they don't have a $250 pair of sunglasses with no packaging. Okay. You got to make sure it gets packaged right. So I feel like I'm a pretty good packer and I'm always trying to learn ways to like recycle my stuff, right? So I'm going to try, I think, oh, I was going crazy. I'm going to pack this box and show you how I pack. Okay. So, but I'm going to move a couple things out of the way. Okay. So you're not going to see me. You're going to see my ceiling in a minute. Okay. So let's take this mount. I'm sorry. Get you a little dizzy right there. Okay, so we got the mount. We're gonna move the mic. We're gonna move these couple things here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here's my bubble wrap. Here's the item. Okay, everybody can see that? The gemstone, yeah, and some items, look, some items are gonna make some noise, right? But I won't just use bubble wrap for this. So let me get, I don't know. I have a whole packing station over here, but because I don't have this mount on my table, I won't use it. So for me, I use this kind of paper, okay, as a filler. So I'm gonna already take one sheet and probably like cram it up like this, okay? And then I'm gonna probably lay that in the box. There's two ways I do it. Sometimes I do I do nest packaging, like if I'm doing a big box, and I do this because it added a little thickness. Now this is not on like big glass items. I completely use bubble wrap, but I'm gonna put that nest in there in the bottom, and it'll fill itself out. That's gonna look like this. Okay. It's gonna kind of be in there, and it's not a lot. It might not be enough, but we're gonna find out, right? We're gonna test it out. Okay. See? Okay, it helped it. So now I have a little bit here. Once it goes down with the bubble, I have a little bit of space here, right? Yeah, for this item, I won't use pool noodles, but I'm gonna just show you what I do, okay? So this item actually needs, I'm not gonna wrap the inside of it. It is gonna make noise. It's because it's already sealed inside. I'm just gonna take it here. Now I can do it two ways. I tend to like to do it like this. Let's see if this bubble wrap is even big enough. This is the one it came with. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, that'll work. And I'll have just regular Scotch tape. And I might tape it like this. Sometimes what I do for my buyer, because I don't know if someone's elderly, when I use big tape, I do this so it's easy for them to find the edge of it. Okay, and then I kind of look at it, and I always make sure like that's kind of tucked in. This one too, but for demonstration purposes, it's going to be a little bit off, right? Because I didn't have a big enough piece. I'm just using what I have. Then I take my paper. Yeah, you can use, there's so many things you can use. Like on big glass, I do use pool noodles. Okay, so a lot of times, because I'm limited to space, hang on, let me move this cable before I knock it down. Okay, so we got the box over here and we got this. So because I'm a right-hander, I need it this way. A lot of times I'll just take the paper and I'll start rolling it, and then I'm gonna make it um, where I push it in, roll it again, and then I wanna make sure that when I'm done, I don't have to pack it this way, but I like to do that. And then I just do this, and now I have it wrapped in there. Sometimes if I'm packing a whole bunch of stuff, I might write, so I know what it is. Okay, sunglasses, right? Or if I'm selling a bunch of sunglasses, I might put an O for Oakley. Okay, then I get my packing list, which, do I have one right here? Hold on. Okay, I do. We're gonna just pretend this is a packing list. Packing list, we're gonna put it here. Usually it's face up, okay? And then I'm gonna put this item in the box. Okay, and that item is pretty good in there. I don't have to put, I can put more. We're gonna close box now. If there's a little space, I'll put paper across. Okay. Thank you, Stay Home Shop. I appreciate that. Okay. And I always double check, see, like, let me push it. So see how this sticks out? I'm always gonna use a wall or a surface to push that item in so it's nice and tight. And then I'm gonna get my tape gun. I don't know. I put more than one piece of tape, but I don't like over tape it. And then before I even like have put my tape gun, I might put one piece like here, okay? And then I'm gonna match up my corners. I'm gonna use the wall. I have a wall by my table thing where I push it in. And then because my tape gun won't fit right here, I'm gonna just do it like this. So you can see. And I always make sure, let's see. I know I see people doing 4 or 5 pieces of tape. I'm gonna make sure that when I do the tape, it goes all the way around. So here's the let's see if I can make it go higher. Yeah. So here's the top of the box. Here's the side. I make the tape go all the way so it grabs for safety to the back piece, and then that's it. The glasses are inside a box, but they have something inside the glasses and they still rattle a little bit. So it's inside the actual box. That is only because for testing, I'm just using that item. I don't want to open it because what's up, Peacock? Anyway, that's how I pack. Now, how am I going to put my shipping label on here? Okay, let me find something. Let me find something. I don't think I have any shipping labels, so I'm going to make one up. Okay? So I'm going to make one up because I don't like to show anybody's address and you're not supposed to. Okay, so I have some trash. I'm gonna make my own custom shipping label right here. Okay, so bear with me. You'll see, you'll laugh. This is how you can tell if someone's been shipping a long time. Okay. Okay. All right, we got the label ready. Okay. Something like this. Okay, so here's my shipping label. Am I just gonna put it on like that? Yeah, I can. You don't want to have the label go off the okay, so it comes from Yo Whatnot, goes to Yo Mama on her street, her city, and her state. Then there's like a barcode. It'll say Ground Advantage up here. And then I turn around and I'm gonna put like a sticker on it, right? With the little cat. I could do it any way I want, but sometimes I'll do that. Now, a lot of times these boxes, the labels don't stick very well to them. So I highly recommend you take if it's a Walmart box, they do not stick. Take a little piece of tape and only tape the bottom where there's no barcode. Do not tape over the barcode and do that. Do it up here as well. Yeah, this will be someone's Christmas present. They'll laugh. This actually is somebody's Christmas present, my husband's. He doesn't watch my YouTube, so he won't know what he got. Okay, I do that. And then I have stickers all over the place. And then when I take it to the post office, I say, hey, what's up, my post office people? And they scan the actual package, they put it up on the counter, and everybody's happy, and I ship it. And I always ship same day or next day. Okay. That's how I pack. Obviously, every item is a little bit different because if it's glass, then it's going to get wrapped with bubble and lots of paper. Sometimes there's some glass items or like weights. I don't have to use bubble wrap. I use enough paper and I have enough of my wrap stuff around it that it's pretty secure. I even have taken some items that are small, like weights. I was trying to see what I had around my desk, and I'm able to send them in a bubble mailer because of the way I package them. Canada can ship again on Thursday. Oh, Peacock. I just read that. That's awesome. About damn time. Is it 38 days? Or no? Yay. So don't forget to support our Canadian sellers. They couldn't ship because their Canada Post was on strike. Okay, it was on strike. So no shipping for them. That means no sales. Now they had other ways around it, but oh my goodness. So they couldn't sell. So now's the time to go shop Canada. There's so many great Canadian sellers. If you're a Canadian seller and you're in my show right now, drop your shows. Canadian sellers, drop my shows right now. Drop your shows. It's just paused. Exactly. Oh, probably, probably not, Kiefer. I don't want to explain those to people. What's up? Yeah. Only at my show you'll get charged. Okay, there you go. Mimics. There's Kim, Red Rooster. You're unsure if you're Canadian. I'm unsure if I'm American. Let's go, girl. Someone. Oh, so if somebody has, like I have a thermal printer, I use a Rollo. Kim, Kim has been phenomenal since I've met her on Whatnot. But with this strike, she has had a daily, 2 times a day chat show for Canadian sellers. And anybody's welcome to go to her show. That's the Red Rooster here in the chat. And the patience that our Canadian friends have, the hurdles that they've had to jump to sell stuff is crazy. So I highly recommend this strike over. You can still go shop now. Go follow these sellers. Go to their shows. Learn what they're about. See what they're selling. The best thing I can say is if you shop Canada, it's about the same shipping as we pay here. But you can actually you can sometimes pay a quarter for one item. They have like a shipping buster where you buy like one item. It's what, $10, $50, $11. And then your next few items, depending on the weight, can be as low as a quarter up to a few bucks. But I bought, it's roughly like it was 80 cents to $1 per item, and I bought 15, 20 items from one seller. But it's bulk. Buy some bulk. Yeah. Well, yeah, thermal printers. You don't have to have a thermal printer to print a label and whatnot. You can do it on your inkjet. Plenty of people do it. They just print like half a page. You can print two up. You got to play with your printer. As far as thermal, if they can't get the 4x6 size, they need to go back to the book, go to the internet. There's so many resources they got to look for. There's a couple of printers that screw up and they print it literally this big. Yeah, sometimes they don't let you change it to that, but it is the shipping. I mean the printer that they're using on theirs. The minute my show ends, if I have orders in my buy it now right now, the minute my show ends, it's the clock ticks. It's 48 hours from the time. So my show ends here at 12 o'clock. I have to ship by what is today? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday by noon. 48 hours. But why wait? Ship right same day. Get it done with, then have another show. Then ship it, then have another show. Don't don't have 2 days shipping and then have a show because you're going to lose your business. People are not going to shop with you, and they're going to look at your profile. If you look at profiles, what's up, OMG, you guys? If you look at my profile here, I'll go to my profile because I'll use me. Why now? It's probably not updated. Let me see. Yeah, I broke it. No. Oh, I'm less than 1 day. Okay, hold on. What's up? Yeah, I'm less than 1 day. So you can see it. It'll say how many followers. And then right there it says less than 1 day average ship time. 3,700 items. Mine's more like, I have more like 9,000, 8 or 9,000 items because I did so many bundles in the beginning. 2 weeks. Mine's 2 weeks. Yeah. You waited 2 weeks for an order? I never have a comment on that because it's shocking to me. No, I know it's not me. Yeah, I've had people reach out to me that have waited 2 weeks, but keep in mind that the weekends sometimes just when we add those days in, it kind of messes up. Even though it's moving through the post office, you got to go by ship days. So most post office, yes, they operate 7 days a week, but no, their shipping doesn't count seven. It's Monday through Saturday. Okay. Yeah, 2 weeks is a long time, but let me tell you, it's the holidays right now. Suzanne, hello. It's the holidays right now, and so what's today? Is today 17th? Tomorrow the cutoff? Tomorrow's like the last day to get it in time for Christmas. But keep in mind, there's no guarantee on shipping. Shipping's always an estimate unless you're paying for next day air express. Okay? Well, that Tara, I would reach out to Whatnot. Yeah, 19th is the cutoff. Thank you. Yeah, what on top of my head, I wasn't thinking about it. So the 19th is the post office says if you get your packages to us by priority mail by 2 p.m., not end of day, 2 p.m. That's their cutoff for the day. Just see if you guys didn't know that, it's 2 p.m. Um, they will get there in time for Christmas, but it's just an estimate, is not a guarantee. Don't wait to the last minute. It is the last minute. Yeah. Yeah, and if the shipping label has been produced already, you cannot cancel. You'll have to wait. But as far as that September order, that's kind of ridiculous. Don't do a chargeback or anything like that because you will get banned from Whatnot permanently. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why people do that. People make mistakes, but that's too long for an order. I'm sorry. Hopefully you can reach out to the seller and they can make it right. Um Yeah, and the other thing is don't go back to that seller show. Don't support a seller that doesn't ship their items right away. If you get tracking from me, right? If you buy from me, this is how I roll. I can't speak what other sellers do. 99% of the time, sellers are doing the right thing. It's called integrity. If, you know what, Sam, I have some Toy Story Biddy Pops. I don't know if they're in my buy it now right now, but I'm kind of doing a chat show right now. But feel free to, take a look. There might be some in there. They're the Biddy Pops, the real little ones. I think I have a couple of those. That's the only thing I have Toy Story right now. Yeah. So, you know, I ship same day or next business day about 100% of the time. So if I have a show and my show ends at 3 o'clock in the morning, like it typically does, happy Tuesday. Thank you, OMG. I ship that morning. Am I crazy? So what I do is because I already am very well aware of what my buyers are buying during the show. And I did get some orders here. I didn't get a chance to say thank you. Let's see. Oh, thank you, you guys, for your purchases. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Oh, the Funko did. Oh, that's a good Funko too. You know, just going back to my own thing, I have integrity. I don't do a ton of volume, but we have 2 days. So if you're going to sell what you sell, you have to stick to the rules. So if I just sold one item in my show to Yo Mama, okay, to Yo Mama, I'm going to, when this show ends, I'm going to actually print my shipping label. I'm going to put it on the box after it's packed, of course, and then I'm going to take it with me to the post office. If it's more than 2 items, I'm going to create a scan sheet. They're still going to scan my stuff. Sometimes I don't use, I've been thinking about lately that scan sheet. I don't know if I'm going to keep using it because I know that some people scan the scan sheet and then don't deliver the pack, but I want to make sure I'm scanning the package. What's nice about my post office is they have a counter you can go up to if you have prepaid like labels, and then they have a guy there that scans everything. My other post office, because they're not open Saturdays, they don't do that. Sometimes my post office will hand me the scan gun and go scan your own stuff. They showed me how to do it now, and it's like I said, I have 4 orders in my show. I'm gonna process them, pack them, take them to the post office. They're gonna get shipped today. Now, the tracking information when they scan it at the post office, when they scan your package, the tracking does not update immediately. It usually takes a couple of hours to get into the system, but sometimes it's immediately. So just keep in mind that check the tracking the next day. I used to in the beginning when I had new buyers, sometimes I just forget. I used to write them a little note and say, hey, thank you for your purchase. I appreciate your business. I wanted to let you know that your item blank has been shipped and here is the tracking information. Please expect delivery within 5 business days. If not, let me know and I'll help you out. That's it. But I don't have time to do that like that before. Still, I try to do that. I always write a note. I always include the packing list so I don't make a mistake. So I would say now, I had one order the other day that I just totally forgot the item because it was on my desk, like I said. But everything else, I just had forgotten to put it in there. And with so much information on the packing list, you got to really double check it. So that was just another check for me. Hey, I'm human. I made a mistake. Now I got to make sure that I don't do that again. So now we have, 12 days without an error, right? Oh, can you dig it? Pardon the question, but I'm curious. Curiosity's killing you. Was I a corporate trainer in a previous life? Seems like it. You definitely found your niche. Oh, thank you. No, I used to actually teach computer, like how to do stuff. Yeah. So maybe that's helped me so much with the teaching of it or talking about it. If you don't receive an item, is the post office responsible or the seller? So Diane, it like depends. Okay, if the item has been brought to the post office, scanned, and it starts transiting, right? There's proof of, because every tracking number that the post office gives, they're scanning, hopefully, not always, at each destination that it meets. So input, my city is LA. Then it goes to the next hub, and at that hub they scan, and then it goes off to another hub, and then it's kind of gives you a history of where it's going, right? And so, if it doesn't get past the label created status, that means it's the seller's fault it's not shipped. If it gets into the hands of the post office and it scans to on to the next hub, that means it's the post office's responsibility. Okay. So if it gets lost and someone came in my show last night and they're like, Dee, this package hasn't moved since December 6th. What should I do? I said, well, it's only been 4 days. It could take 8 days. So I would give it a couple more days and see what happens. But there, it's like it's stuck. And sometimes when they scan it, it does not update the system. Or someone missed a scan. It happens. They're moving millions and millions of packages. It's unfortunate because we're all, look, here's the other thing. Tell yourself this. Look in the mirror. This is going to be your positive affirmation for today. I am not Amazon. I am not Amazon. Now, if you're a buyer, I want you to repeat after me. D is not Amazon. She's not flying my package in her drone, okay? No, but for real, understand that we're human. We don't ship as fast. Amazon has drivers all over, FedEx, UPS, all those guys, right? But just think about it. We take it to the post office. You hope that those sellers do it. If those sellers are shipping that way, that they're bringing it as fast as they can to the post office, the rest of it's just depending where you are. So I'm in California. If you're in New York, it could get there in 3 days. It could get there in 6 days. It could get there in 8 days. I don't have control on that one. So it's kind of tough. Yeah. Oh, we talked about it, Nana. We talked about flat rate a little bit earlier, actually. Sorry to say. A flat rate works in certain situations, but if you want to go back and watch, definitely please do that. You have a package that's stuck since 11/25. Okay, so you know what I'm going to tell you to do? Do you have the tracking number? Call your local post office and ask them to search for the package. Yeah, as long as it doesn't say label created, it's in the post office network. But I would go as far as to printing out that sheet with the tracking with all the steps and taking it to the post office because they'll know. They'll find it. Look, Tweetco came in one day and told me her package, a package got lost and it was a plain white envelope and the post office found the envelope. So there kind of is an internal tracking on those. We just, it's a service they don't want to give us. Yeah, it's really important to communicate with your buyers, 100%. Yeah, so the post office right now, if you see the expected date, it's going to be, you're very welcome. It's always going to be off. The packages right now is the busiest time of year. Everybody wants their stuff yesterday. Everybody wants their stuff yesterday. And just remember that you and about 14, 15 million people, maybe more, they want their packages. So it's going to get there, but that's why they say ship before the 19th for priority mail. They have on USPS.com the deadlines. Now, if you've been waiting since November for a package, you need to like stop waiting for the seller because they might be busy doing volume. And if they have shipped it and there is more than before label created, print out the tracking info, take it to the post office and ask them to find the package. They'll be able to find it. They'll be able to find out what happened to it. And if it's lost, they're going to put in a claim for it. And then you can reach out to Whatnot and be like, hey, I went to the post office, I did all these things. What's next? Because you're never going to get back the time and the money. Well, the time, not the money. The money you can get back. Yeah. And they'll work with you on that. I mean, that's the only other solution I think will work. Do a little work, and then you can even, if a buyer has shipped it, they're not going to be able to go do that. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Denise. I appreciate it. So, like, shipping isn't, like I said, shipping, you learn stuff. And honestly, when a package goes missing here and here, for me as a seller, been doing this for like 20 years and 2 years on here. Hazy, I know, I haven't seen you in a long time, my friend. Much love. Thank you for the hearts, everybody. I'm going to say this. My shipping, I don't like to say this out loud. My shipping returns are super, like, it's not even 1% of my sales. It really isn't. So it's such a small amount. I don't want to get upset. It's a bummer when a package gets lost or gets damaged, but you just deal with it appropriately, right? Don't waste any time on it. Take care of your customers, hold their hands, and because you want when you go that extra for your buyers, they will come back and shop with you because they're going to remember how you treated them and how you handled your business and their product. If you're like, oh, I don't care about that, that's just $10. That $10 could turn into $1,000 with a buyer over time. So don't exclude those small orders because they could be bigger buyers than you ever imagined. And shipping, you got to explain it to your buyer. So I just explained a whole bunch of shipping. When your buyer comes to your show and they're like, oh, it's $6 for that item. Explain why it's $6 to the buyer. Okay. Yeah, it's just sometimes there's nothing you can do. People make decisions. and it's just nothing, like I said, that you could do about it. But I have to say, hold their hand. So if you're running something and they want to know, hey, why does that cost 877? Instead of getting mad at them, say, well, you know what? This actually weighs 1 pound, but you guess what? If you buy the one item, it's 877. It's 1 pound shipping. That's the minimum for priority mail, and that's the minimum cost. But here's the maximum. You can shop 4 more pounds up to 5 pounds, and you got free shipping. And they're like, what? And then they start noticing they have free shipping, and then they'll shop even more until they spend that 4 pounds more of shipping, or whatever it may be. It may be 3.5 pounds. And then when they run out of it, they're like, oh, I don't have free shipping anymore. Oh, wait a minute. This item's only $2 more, because it's just a little bit more if they keep buying. So I have someone that comes in my shows, and they'll buy 25, 30 items. And then they pay like $10 for shipping. CG, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, they just pay a little bit more. It's the best thing ever, because they want to keep shopping, and they don't care. They don't look at it. The ones that want that item, and they could buy one item, they could buy 10 items, they could buy two items. They they don't care. They'll buy it because they know that it's gonna come packaged safely. Yeah. So that was shipping. Shipping's a lot, right? And you know, you just have to make sure as a seller. Yeah, there we go. So if okay, answer this, everybody. So the naughty pause, by the way, I like your name, says once I see free shipping, I always buy more. Who buys more if they see free shipping? Let's see. I do. I always do. I want to get the max. You're welcome. Me. Olga does. Oh, I know Olga does. Olga buys for me. Look at Hazy. Everybody. Yeah, I love when I see free shipping. Even when I see shipping, here's a weird thing. I was in a show the other night, and I hadn't bought anything. I didn't win a. Did I win a giveaway? No, that was the other day. I won a giveaway. I fell asleep. I never do that. I must have dozed off or something. I don't know. And then the shipping was like $1.17. And it was like a 4 ounce item. I bought it. And then the next shipping was like 52 cents. And then I bought it, and that was like another 4 to 7 ounces. So I was like, and then the next item I bought was $6 in shipping. So then it made the 877. Then I bought 5 more items, and they were all free. I mean, I had to pay tax, but it was a killer deal. Now, as the seller, they got to pay 30 cents on each of those transactions. That's why bundles are really good, you guys. That's why bundles are good. So if you decide you want to load your store and bundle some stuff, put 3 or 4 items together that make up a pound. Sell some value to your buyers. Like, oh, look at this. She's got 3 dogs here that are ceramic, yay big. Or like I have these mice. I have these little vintage, I was a rabbit. Okay. I have these little vintage pieces. I think I had like 3 or 4 mice, and I try to bundle a little group of them, and then they end up costing. I end up, even though they like, because you don't know if that person's just going to buy the one item, so you don't want to fake the shipping and put it less, because it'll cost you more in the long run. Yeah, once you hit 1K, bundle all the way. You could bundle under 1K. I bundled under 1K because 1K wasn't like a make or break my business for me. I just wanted to move stuff, but I had tons of bundles under 1K. Yeah, the reason why we say once you hit 1K, bundle all the way is because people who are selling want to get the instant payout on the app first. So they want to sell 1,000 transactions, and then when they print the label, they get instant money right away, right? So the instant payout does not include giveaways. So if your profile says you have 999 items and you think you have to sell one more, and you've done 100 giveaways, you got to sell 100 more items. No, it's transactions. It doesn't have to be 1,000 different buyers. It has to be 1,000 different transactions. So if I sell 15 of these to like Nurse Sarah, okay, in one transaction bundle, it's one transaction. So if I'm new and I just started and I did a whole bunch of bundles and I sold like 10 bundles in my first show, but I have 50 items, it's not 50 items sold, it's 10 items sold. Okay, it's transactions. You guys understand that? But it doesn't have to be. If I sold 10 different transactions to one buyer, um, it still counts as 10 different trans. But if I made it one giant bundle, no, it would be one transaction. Yeah. So you want to make sure you just run your items. But you will pay the 30 cents plus the 2.9 on the overall transaction and then 8% on the item. And then if you set up rewards once you qualify and you meet all the thresholds, we're not going to talk about rewards today, but it doesn't have to be different sellers, naughty paws. It's if I had a show and I said, okay, everybody, I'm staying on this stream until I sell 1,000 items, and I have 1,000 packs of Jaws cards, and I pin the cards on the screen, and then I just talk to you guys. Yeah, I'm trying to sell these vintage Jaws cards. They're $1 a pack. Okay, and I sell out in like 2 hours, 3 hours, right, or 10 hours. Okay, yeah. So this gets sold, but guess what? I made like 42 cents on each pack on 1,000. So I made 420 bucks. Now I got to pack them all. And yeah, you can't pack these in a because they're going to be more than a quarter inch. So you can't pack these in that. So they're $4 each pack, right, for shipping because they are the pack is just at a quarter of an inch. Yeah, and with packaging, it's going to be over. Yeah, so you'd have 1,000 labels and you'd have 1,000 packing lists. So you'd need to buy 2,000 shipping labels. Yep. It would be good. You have it off your hands. So, but do you want to sell a pack for $1 and get 42 cents, or you want it depending on the pack $2 or $3, or bundle a few of them together? You can do anything you want, but it has to be to each. So, but then when you sell those 1,000, you just met your goal. Now your next show, as long as you didn't do a giveaway, you sold 1,000 items in your first show. And now your next show, you should maybe after one or two items, they'll update it. And that as soon as you print the label, you'll have money in your whatnot balance. And then all the fees come out of that money. Yeah. So I'm just saying, it depends what you sell. It depends how you sell it. People run stuff constantly. I see the ones successful in the app, even that are new. They run one item at a time. They have a clear space behind them, not a bunch of this cluster here. And then they just run the items. And then when it's done, they stick a sticker on it. It could be a number sticker. It could be, I don't think I have any little stickers here. Some people, I use like these little post-it notes like this. And then I would put it on the pack and I would say, okay, Naughty Paws got that one. And I might put N Paws number 1, or I'll number them number 1, number 2, number 3, and it'll be on all of them. Or since it's one item, I don't have to do anything. What's up, Pop? I just literally move it to the side and make sure I count them out so I don't screw myself up. And then make a pile and a pile and just keep selling them. Or I don't have to do anything. I could hold up the same pack the whole stream because I know I have 1,000 of them for the exact item. Okay? So just know that. I'd test all the things. What's going on? Yeah, so if it's the exact same item, keep it up. Keep talking. Go, okay, guys, I got about 900 more. Like, I know a lot of you guys watch Shop 801 Late Night. Brooke, she had the pink beanie club. She has the pink beanies. She had 1,000 of them. She was selling at $5 a pop. She did it in like 2 weeks. So she would pin the item and just wear that, sometimes have the beanie on and just talk to us. Okay, and then somebody who was new came in and they saw it pinned and they were like, yeah, and they'd go in and they'd buy the item. And it became a fun little thing. If you can get some quantity stuff and you put it in your buy it now and you pin it and run it, some people do pretty well with that. Some people just grab a bunch of stuff. Like I was in Pop_Rocket show yesterday and she was doing cards. So she had some packs, she put them down, and of course she had her camera on her merchandise. Like I had my camera here a minute ago. I might have my item down. Look how clean this looks. Okay. So here's my selling space. Okay. I have shelves with vintage. It's just a lot. It's too much. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm really over it. Okay. Or I can go like this. I can put my camera on this mount. I can't zoom in right now, but I could do this because I was packing. I could do that. and I can add some lights, right? And then now we've got jaws. So, but if I want to add more cards, I want to add, oh, let me add some stickers. People can see what that is. They know what they're getting, right? If you start building these bundles, oh, you know what? I'm going to add these business card things for you. I'm going to add a Starbucks gift card. Now you're seeing all that. Oh, you know what else? I got a Dunkin' Donuts. I got a Dunkin' Donuts gift card. Let's just put an eBay gift card in there for it. You know what I mean? So that, see how clear it is? They can see everything on camera, right? They can see it all on camera. So when you run it, make sure everything shows on camera what they're getting. Okay, make sure everything shows. Okay, and make sure you're calling out what it is. Now the auction ends. Okay, the auction ends because you might not have a good system yet. Make sure that you say, okay, Pop Rocket, you got this. Congratulations. Because when you have to watch the video preview back, you want to make sure you have the name of the winner. Or if when the giveaway is running and the Whatnot socks went, you know, we just did 2 giveaways. So I had the Whatnot socks. Okay, somebody won these are for my next show. And this is my last pair actually. So somebody won 2 pair already. 2 people won 2 pair. Make sure that when you're showing that item, I mean, this space is pretty clean. There's nothing, you know, really in the way. It's just like I said, nice and clean. Yeah, and the number will be on screen. So if I say Whatnot Socks number 1 as my giveaway, Whatnot Socks number 2, it's an easy one. But if I'm giving away the pack of Jaws cards and I'm selling Garbage Pail Kid cards, I probably want a number, giveaway number 1, giveaway number 2, and name it what you want. It's up to you. Yeah. But you do want to shout it out. The winner's name. Hey, Posh Pim, what's up? You won Jaws 3D cards number 1. Congratulations. Like, for example, on your giveaway. Okay. Posh Pim likes, winner, likes, Stitch. So I just say that because you got to find a numbering system. And then that way, when you sort through for shipping time, you know, you don't have like a nightmare. Damn, this magnet is strong. You don't have a nightmare to like find it. And then if you have to watch the show back, it's going to make your life a little more pleasant. Okay, everybody, I think that's it for today. It was a really nice chat. I really appreciate your purchases, your tips, and I'm glad you're late. I was on it. I was on early. I got to go run some errands, and I know, but I'm glad you came over. Thank you. Yeah, so I hope that I helped you with some of the shipping. I hope I helped you with the shipping, and I hope that if you have questions, reach out again. Come to my chat shows. They're on Tuesdays. They are literally every week. And at night, I've been having some chat shows, but I am going to go away from those. And one thing I ask you, if you do come to my shows and you're having a shipping dilemma or a Whatnot dilemma, don't ask me if I'm selling. If I'm in the middle of selling, please respect my space and wait till I'm having a chat show and ask that. Do you ever sell vintage loose action figures? I have a couple, Hudson. I'm going to do a toy show probably, hopefully in the next week or so. I don't have anything major cool or anything right now. Thank you, everybody. Okay, hold on. I saw a couple questions. Let me just go back. No problem. You're so welcome. You're very, very welcome. Thank you guys for being here because I wouldn't be able to have a good and successful chat show without you asking questions. And we're all curious about stuff at time to time. I always say this, go to whatnot.com and look for the terms of service. Read them. Know what you're supposed to do, what you're not. Go to help.whatnot.com. This is like a thing I want to empower you to be able to do your own research. Type in the word prohibited. When you look up prohibited, that will tell you what you can and cannot sell. You need to know that. You're responsible for that. Somebody had another question. Opinions on new rules. Blaze, what rules? The new ones that just came out. I have to read all that. Yeah, about the mystery games, I think is the new rule. Yes, it should be done like that. But I have to go read them. I'll probably talk about them later. I guess January 8th, there's new rules about mystery, and it's going to include every category now. I think I'm not going to do mystery anymore unless I do a specific mystery show because in vintage it's kind of like estate sale finds. So I'm going to have to like study that I guess a little bit and figure out what I want to do. Anyway, let's see if we can rate a friend and let me end YouTube right now because I'm still streaming over to YouTube. Okay, actually, here we go. Thank you for being here. If you hang out a little bit, let's go say hi and see if we can make a friend. I want to try to find somebody new or somebody else who is I haven't rated or anybody that's having a fun show. So let me take a peek. Thank you. You're so welcome. Thank you. But like I said, just keep doing it if you're a seller. If you're just starting out, you're afraid to go on camera, just go live. What's the worst thing that can happen? Take 10 items and run them. Test it out. Just make sure you're using one device, your cell phone. Don't use your iPad. Don't use none of that. Preload your show and run through those 10 items. Introduce yourself. If you want to go for it and go face camera, do it. You can always hold an item up and say, hey, listen up, I'm selling this pack of Jaws cards. And then get up there. Your camera's really good and show them. Also, check your nails. Make sure your hands are nice and clean. Um, People will leave your show if you have dirty hands. You only use your phone. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. It's just make it easy. I mean, I know it sounds bad, but okay, I don't know this person. Their name is Texas Gypsy Vintage. They have 12 people in their stream. I've never been to their stream. So let's go over. They've got Christmas ephemera, advertising, seals, tags, cards, and more. This is what Whatnot is about, community. Oh, I forgot to look at their ship time. I always look at ship time. I always look at ship time. Okay, I have to look at ship time. That's just one of the things that I do because I want to make sure that I'm rating and recommending you guys to somebody that ships within 2 days. Right? I think they do, though. I think they do because I was just looking. All right, but I want to make sure. Let me just peek. Oh, it always takes me on the show.
It's just that these are going to cost more because our.
Let me just check profile. Yeah, I always like to make sure. You too, the same. Thank you. I'm actually going to go finish some things. Perfect. 1 day average ship time. Oh, and she's showing some cute stuff. All right, everybody, have a good day. I'm off tonight, but I might see you around Whatnot. And just remember to practice your kindness because you never, ever, ever know what someone is going through right now at this given moment. So when you're streaming, watch the way you talk to your viewers. Be kind. And if you want to have real talk and share info in your show, do it. But just remember your words matter and always practice your kindness, but also give yourself some grace. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be so critical. Just go for it. Because guess what? I know this is really like hardcore, but I heard this a few times that, you know, you're worrying about all these things, but one day we're going to be not here anymore. And if we wish we could have at the end, we're going to be like, man, I wish I would have gone on Whatnot and gone live. I mean, we're maybe not going to think that, but just do it. Be like Nike, right? Okay. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Be kind. See you later.
So, oh, did we get a raid? Oh my word. Oh,
All right, friends,
did
we are done.
somebody
We just
raid
rated this
us?
lovely
The
person
naughty
and have
paw
a good
who
day.